Yeah. I was counting cash in a motel, getting no sleep. My dime rocks was on obese. Stay peeking through the door crack. Eyes open for the police. Always give it 100. You can ask my OG. All my life I've been a real nigga. I don't know what fake about. We used to sit in front of banks just to stake them out. I say a prayer, grab a gun and take the safest route. You underestimate the streets and get taken out. I've been through a lot of frown even when I smile. Baby boy, I'm still fighting with my inner child. Still repping my neighborhood, my niggas proud. Every time they give me a hug, they feel that pity cow. Living foul, I rose up from the peanut cow. If you don't know me that well, go check the prison files. No turning down, got a reputation for living wild. Just the sound of my voice to bring the killers out. You gotta earn your respect, cause they don't give it out. And when the times get rough, you gotta grit it out. Stand up, nigga, I ain't with no backing down. I air you out, yeah, candles on Instagram. I was counting cash in a motel, getting no sleep. My dime rock was on obese. Stay peeking through the door crack. Eyes open for the police. Always give it 100. You can ask my OG. I'll hold it down on that street curb. 40 count on my waistline. Thunderdomes, I fight first. When your niggas leave, that's when life hurts. I'ma go hard till it's my turn. Hit the block with an ounce in a dream. I'ma go get her. Set up shop, turn the scene into Coachella. Slauson Avenue where the bullets rain, no umbrellas. If we ain't 20 years in, we are not brothers. Miss me with the fuck shit. I'm throwing bullets out of Coke 45 on some Andrew Luck shit. You won't score a point in our red zone, we rush shit. Run the wrong play and your head's gone, we bust quick. Miss me with the love shit. We ain't even friends, you just smoke weed. We ain't never done shit. Give me 6 feet or I swear to God the guns lift. Satan ass niggas don't wanna see it with God's gift. Crenshaw's my cloth, I was cut from the hard grips. Grinding the curves, I was going through hardships. 50 shots of the K, guaranteed your car flip. My niggas live for the movement, so don't start shit. I was counting cash in a motel, getting no sleep. My dime rock was on obese. Stay peeking through the door crack. Eyes open for the police. Always give it 100. You can ask my OG. I'll hold it down on that street curb. 40 count on my waistline. Thunderdomes, I fight first. When your niggas leave, that's when life hurts. I'ma go hard till it's my turn.
Oh my God, it's that TV.
Now, Mr. 615. North, east, and south, west side we callin'. Baby, from the top to the bottom. Yeah, I'm right off of Charles. She from Joe Johnson. Nashville be ballin', ballin'. I'm in Georgia Cold, cushion my cigar. Running longest list in Charlotte. 6s on my car, do this shit for y'all. Cashville be ballin', gon' ball forever. 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 30 racks ball, or 40 racks ball. Like all I know is ball. They say I'm honorary. Right here on 40 block, a 40 piece from Rocky. I'm finna catch a flight and feel his tread tonight. I fire back the light. Who shot and wanna ride with me and go to after hours? They tryna send 100 P's and smoke the city out. Ooh, I'm the man and I ain't playing around this motherfucker. But watch me do my thing. Down south players getting paid around this motherfucker. The fuck you mean? Hey, you mean that I'm on 12 and buck? I'm copping pieces for the team. I'm in Slim and Hush. North, east, and south, west side we callin'. Baby, from the top to the bottom. Yeah, right by Haynes Garden. She from Joe Johnson. Nashville be ballin', ballin'. I'm in Hadley Park, cushion my cigar. But the longest Ellington Parkway. 6s on my car, do this shit for y'all. Cashville be ballin', gon' ball forever. 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 30 racks forever. 40 racks forever. 50 racks forever. We gon' ball forever. Cashville be ballin', ballin'. Cashville smoking pressure, though we love her. Cashville smoking Elvis, I'm in love circle. $1 million thing, I'm coolin' in Chesapeake Circle. $1 million thing, I'm started on Jefferson Hustle. Southside raised like Jelly Roll, somebody save me. And one day I seen a spaceship over the crescent table. I did a show on West End and got cool with the mail. I met a chocolate hoe in Vegas, she from James Casey. And my niggas keep it gangster from JC Napier. Y'all represent from 2030 and AJ. Y'all represent from Westchester to Delaware. Y'all represent from Rivergate to Straightway. Shout out my niggas from Edge Hill, they keep it real. I got some golden family niggas and they keep it trail. I keep it being plenty errors I done seen. We strong together, can't feel it, ball forever. We gon' ball forever. Say I'm on it. Yes, we'll be ballin', ballin'.
Whatever it takes. Good morning. Fuck going on. I'ma find my way. I'ma find my way.
I just need my Glock. I'ma find my way. Try to decide that field was lost, but I'ma find my way. I need a shooter from the block. If he gon' blow, he sign today. Need them niggas gone today. I say the word, he find a way. I ain't tripping on no niggas. We modified them switches. Back row bully from them trenches. I'm signed right to them streets. Look, I ain't signing to no niggas. Tell myself and pay myself. Who must smoke, don't play yourself. War stories that I never told. The drills are by myself. I just tell them niggas bet. Look, bitch, I'm from the Mac. I your top bitch. Fuck me, she like Martin niggas is best. Hollow Dover bitch might set you up, might put you in a mess. Hollow Dover bitch play with a moose and she from over west. Call a Bree, if he shoot from 3, you know that he a threat. Brand new scat, I'm getting back. They like, Helly, where you been? Him to Yep, that's where I'm at. If they talking about the town, they know who put it on the map. Got them killers on the strap. All that chat shit that niggas on, I can't even jack. Got an issue called my jack. Gun for gun or rack for rack. We ain't doing tit for tat. Tell me what your life like. On this side, not into that. I just need my Glock. I'ma find my way. Try to decide that field was lost, but I'ma find my way. I need a shooter from the block. If he gon' blow, he sign today. Need them niggas gone today. I say the word, he find a way. I just need my Glock. I'ma find my way. Try to decide that field was lost, but I'ma find my way. I need a shooter from the block. If he gon' blow, he sign today. Need them niggas gone today. I say the word, he find a way.
End of the spring, and here she comes back. Hi, 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 hi there. There were summer days, those summer days. That's when I have most of my fun. I
See when I say that, never mind. You wouldn't understand. Nobody understand. They like me better when I'm going through something. I'd rather hide it, but if I show them, they'll love it. Gotta crack a smile even when I know that I'm suffering. On high alert whenever I go in public. Thought it'd get easier, no it doesn't. All of this I manifested. Maybe I should count my blessings. Battle scars and war wounds left me with my faith tested. Post-traumatic stress, I guess I can't accept it. I could hardly sleep, got in so deep I could only pray for an exit. Survived my nightmares, I was right there loading and aiming weapons. If that excites you, it's unlikely we share the same perspective. You entertain and obsessed with some things I ain't impressed with. But the darkness keep the lights on, paying the bills the main objective. A contradiction, a hypocrite when I make exceptions. Even in my rhymes, it's a thin line between pain and pleasure. Oh, you want that real shit, we got it for you. Welcome to the Step Brothers Saga. Let's call this shot.
They like me better when I'm going through something. I wanna hide it, but if I show them, they'll love it. Try to crack a smile even when I know that I'm suffering. On high alert whenever I go in public. Thought it'd get easier, but it doesn't. They love you, then they hate you, then they hate to love you. And holding on to my sanity is a daily struggle. Got me dizzy cause my mind in circles. At least I'm making green, all my blues, all my bruises purple. What don't kill you make you stronger, but it still hurts you. Sometimes it kills the old you, now you a different person. I'm just hoping that my change was for the better. I know everything I love is my enemy's secret weapon. They plan to use it against me the moment that people weakness. There's a chink in my armor, better not let them see it. Ain't no shoulders for leaning, just open palms for receiving. Same people that plan on leaving the moment I ever need them. Sometimes you can't see their true colors, you gotta bleach them and watch as they fade. Soon as you stop getting paid, them bitches forgotten your name. Your partners don't see you the same. Now you see, it wasn't ever no even exchange. Ain't like grand.
Sunshine and rain, one in the same, like they became synonymous. Joy and pain, hard to stay sane, rather remain anonymous. As much as I admire LeBron James and Bronny, it made me cry to think about Kobe or hood fame Lil Ronnie. Peace of mind, health, safety, I pray for alignment. Protect and provide for my procreation, I ain't breaking my promise. Some say I'm iconic, heard one say I'm demonic. Either way, I'm honest to a fault like Dre 3K's colonic. They marvel at our talents, it's hard to balance, this ain't the comics. Life on display from 20 to 40 like I played for the Sonics. Get so much praise they can't ignore when they hate in the comments. I know nothing sacred, never thought that they trade Luka Doncic. Me and Craig like Jalen and Jason or Dame and Giannis. It's what they say, might as well save it, can't pay me in homage.
Yeah. Gotta crack a smile even when I know that I'm suffering.
Step brother.
If you're wondering how I score top essay marks like these in university,
Morris Brothers.
Slanging girly in the morning early, got to catch the rush. MOB and that's a must. COD, I got no trust, and I be BMF, and the million won't last a month. All I need is one PNC and that's enough. And I ain't even crank up yet, but bet I'm gassing up. When my product press that pedal, bitch, you bet to fasten up. I excel and ask the blunt, inhale 100 times. Not even 101 couldn't bring back how it was when a brick was 17 and you ain't had to rob your plug. When rapping was an art, now this shit a jug. Get you a couple dollars, few jewels and some pussy. I'm getting a little too power drunk, now I'm on that bullshit. I got a problem and a plan, revolver in my hand, trying to keep it cold, but y'all won't understand, that's why I roll. That's why I roll with the Bible on the dash. That's why I roll. That's why I roll with the Bible on the dash. I got a problem and a plan, revolver in my hand, trying to keep it cold, but y'all won't understand, that's why I roll. That's why I roll with the Bible on the dash. That's why I roll. That's why I roll with the Bible on the dash. Cutting corners on Coronas, trying to buck up on a bonus. Out here on my lonely last stogie, but I'm focused. Now I know. Friends parallel of foe, and all that good pussy leave you parallel of broke. I asked the pastor, what's the fastest way to heaven for a bastard with a tarnished past? Give me an honest answer. With all this Hannah Montana, without the arm and hammer, am I gonna get the slammer or the casket? Trying to keep a level head rolling on this rocky road. It's a full-time gig, trying to keep this Glock cold. I got to work, water in the pot, need a hot stove, and a down-ass bitch and a squad down the road. I got a problem and a plan, revolver in my hand, trying to keep it cold, but y'all won't understand, that's why I roll. That's why I roll with the Bible on the dash. That's why I roll. That's why I roll with the Bible on the dash. I got a problem and a plan, revolver in my hand, trying to keep it cold, but y'all won't understand, that's why I roll. That's why I roll with the Bible on the dash. That's why I roll. That's why I roll with the Bible on the dash.
Franchise. Nada. Shot caller. Yeah. Sporty Thieves. Nada.
A pigeon is a girl who be walking by. My ripped up blue, brand new sparkling 5. Her feet hurt, so you know she wanna ride. But she frontin' like she can't say hi. What? Uh-oh.
Y'all chicks ain't getting nada.
Uh-oh.
Your pussy ain't worth the Ramada.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, your friend looks hotter.
Uh-oh.
Game is something we got a lot of. Uh-oh.
'Cause I don't want no pigeon. Them be them girls who gets no duck from me. Playing the bar dumb broke where the best friends go. Trying to holler at me. I don't want no pigeon. Them be them girls who gets no duck from me. Playing the bar dumb broke where the best friends go. Trying to holler at me.
In front of the club, I see this girl like your love. Thought she said thug, but she called me a scrub. Scrub? What? She must have tucked me a joke. Broke pigeon head freak, lucky I spoke. This ain't my Benz, this my man's, yeah. But this ain't my car, like that ain't your hair.
Uh-oh.
Pigeon, take them fake jewels off.
Uh-oh.
Pigeon, take your friend's shoes off.
Uh-oh.
Pigeon, go ahead with that crazy shit. That make me sick, go home and fucking babysit. My big dog gon' love this. King Kirk, bitch, get it brushed, scrub this.
Uh-oh.
Y'all chicks ain't getting nada.
Uh-oh.
Your pussy ain't worth the Ramada.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, your friend looks hotter.
Uh-oh.
Game is something we got a lot of.
Chill, cousin, these birds is ill, cousin, cause they call me scrub like we can't even build, cousin. Shrink Ronalds, you ain't worth the McDonald's. Throw you on the street team, make you ship finals. Say, yo, flex, shorty try to flash me wrong. How she gon' wear sandals with nasty corns? That be wrong. I wonder how you get hearts and dirty Victoria drawers with the skid marks. Your flat ass gets enough laughs. Take it to the salon, pluck your mustache. So next time you shotgun and that whole bitchin' hitting you a scrub, call that bitch a bitch.
Hey, yo, I got 2 nuts, bitch, choose a ball. You only walk pigeon-toed cause your shoes is small. You don't shop, you just cruise the mall. No dough with lead press-ons. Frontin' with your girlfriend dress on. You birds wanna take over? Get some cash in a Jenny Jones makeover. Broke bitches, I hate pigeons. Dirty brave pigeons, Medicaid pigeons, Section 8 pigeons. Got me fed. Birds, I tell these birds shut up. And how my left ear be double a whole get up. Go ahead with your lame ass. Blow a night, throw a rip dollar at her. Tell her put that on your train pass. Got more than one baby father.
Oh, yes, girl, we's talking to you.
If you strip all week to go clubbing.
Oh, yes, girl, we's talking to you.
Buy a dress to front and take it back to the store.
Oh, yes, girl, we's talking to you.
Wanna smoke with me with no money? Oh, no, I don't want no.
No, DJ Who,
Greet your highness, Queen's finest. Gleam shiners, 3 clip street fighters. Deep dish cheap riders. Outlandish in the expanded Rover. Passenger in my own whip, yeah, that's my chauffeur. Harassing you, just my culture. When I holla like Ja Rule, you're in a trance from the God's jewels. Plans and my car drool. Rail like the Concorde. Wondering damn how much the car costs. You're just another fan, applaud encore. Like when I fly to world tours on Concorde. Don't need no chicken dripping, say that for liftings. No scrub hair, strictly more thugs there. Check the listings, no pigeons. Last broke chicks, out to get rich off the next bro shit. Instead of TOC, you give us brothers B.I.G. trouble. With the 40 deep puddle, came with the illest rebuttal.
Y'all chicks ain't getting out of. The pussy ain't worth the Ramada.
With Gemini and Google Docs, you can get
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? Oh, lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Oh, lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne.
Nobody wants to nail this down.
You just hating cause I'm realer than you. My bitch better than your bitch and I got pictures to prove. And we so high up like we building a roof. I made millions out of nothing just from spilling my truth. Yeah, we still grinding like we got something to prove, even though we got nothing to prove. Took every risk cause we had nothing to lose. Making millions just spilling my truth. Spilling my truth. Spilling my truth.
Look, crazy thing about it. I was in the can and I was still making deposits. And I kept it silent. Red bone bitch trying to suck me like a lolly. Everything I left when I was gone, I still got it. Boy, you dead wrong if you think I'll ever let you try me. And I'm on parole, but I'll never go without it. Look, never held my head down on 10 toes about it. Took my time showing these diamonds, I know they iron. I say, Pat, like, bro, why is you smiling? This nigga wild. They were trying to give me 200 years, they were trying to hide me. How you get 200 years without a body? Mama shed too many tears, no more crying.
Spilling my truth.
Look, they say I threw my mans out. When you on the move, sometimes it don't go how it was planned out. You wouldn't understand how a whole lot of trials and tribulations got me this far. Rest up, cause your grandson made it this far. I'm just glad that last ride was the back of a bat. He was something like Cam Newton, had a whole lot of hats. This shit I put my family through, I'm just glad to be back. I've been a big dog, fool, I was never a rat. If you can't be talking in facts, I put the hood on my back. I put your face on the shirt if you put my name in your rap. The streets to the cage I dealt. They say I changed that cap. If you see me hang, that's real. Through all of that pain, you went there.
You just hating cause I'm realer than you. My bitch better than your bitch, and I got pictures to prove. And we so high up like we building a roof. I made millions out of nothing just from spilling my truth. Yeah, we still grinding like we got something to prove, even though we got nothing to prove. Took every risk cause we had nothing to lose. Making millions just spilling my truth. Spilling my truth. Spilling my truth.
Damn, Kai, you going crazy.
Spilling my truth.
Yeah. Okay. Add another zero to my feature prices going up. Everyone's a winner, they get trophies out for showing up. Drop 200 records and I still can't pick a favorite. Please do me a favor and don't do me no favors. I'm stubborn, I know it. Regardless, I mean that shit. You don't trust the vision, see the problem is I dream too big. I gotta attempt it if they tell me it's impossible. I don't know where I'm headed, life ain't come with no binoculars. Yeah, 50-50, this shit could go either way. Niggas ain't working hard as me, but still expecting equal pay. That shit wild, that shit ludicrous. Enough with all your foolishness. Stop asking me about Puff, you know I ain't got shit to do with that. Although it's bittersweet, sourdough, let break bread. We so grateful for these meals. Close our eyes, bow our heads. Let's get fed, let go run it up. Motherfucker, run her up. I run with gorillas and I'm sorry you not one of us. You not welcome here, my nigga, don't trespass. Send your ass to heaven so fast you might just get jet lagged. Your friends don't stand and clap for you. Trust me, those are red flags. Niggas be all in my business. Somebody gave him a press pass. I'm just gonna keep shitting on them. Somebody gave me X-Lax, pistol in my check bag, a t-shirt that say best dad. I am in my own lane, on the road get show money. Why you trying to count my pockets? Keep your eyes on the road, buddy. Slide like an ice road trucker. I ain't trying to get in no trouble. We don't care how the niggas feel, just as long as the hoes love us. Niggas feel like you owe them something, even though they ain't earned shit. I make sure to keep a broom with me, now I'm sweeping up another burnt bridge. Add another zero to my feature prices going up. Everyone's a winner, they get trophies just for showing up. Try 200 records and I still can't pick a favorite. Can you do me a favor and don't do me no favors on Piff? Oh no, everyone's a winner, they get trophies now for showing up. 100 records and I still can't pick a favorite. Please do me a favor and don't do me no favors.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I think a formal introduction is way beyond necessary at this point. We're glad to see y'all niggas pulling up, man. We'll keep this shit copacetic as we can today, which I ain't saying much. But shout out to everybody who makes a valiant attempt. Hey, man, other than that, power to the motherfucking people. We're going to keep on rocking out for a minute.
Y'all already know the drill. Salute.
Tell me what it is, what's on your mind. Tell me how you coming, I won't waste no time. We can let it go, or we can get it straight. It's whatever with me, baby, you gon' get your way. I push it all into you. That's the sound me coming down into you. 10 digits, say I'm calling on you. You done hit me with that voodoo, got me all into you.
I put my all into you. That's the sound when I start riding on you. 10 digits, babe, I'm calling on you. You done hit me with that voodoo, got me all into you.
Yeah, tell me, can I taste it? We can go half on the baby. That shit so amazing. I'ma suck it dry like a raisin. Yeah, hop on top of my face. You can ride me around the place. I can push you in the bins. I'm trying to lock it down like a safe. You lay it back and I'm gon' fall into you. Yeah, it tastes like water. I'm trying to drown in your juice. You got me hooked every time you call like I asked her who that pussy for. She said
it's all just
I push it all into you. That's the sound me coming down into you. 10 digits, say I'm calling on you. You done hit me with that voodoo, got me all into you.
I put my all into you. That's the sound when I start riding on you. 10 digits, babe, I'm calling on you. You done hit me with that voodoo, got me all into you. Long as I'm having my way, I do whatever you say. Ain't no coming home late. Keep them hoes in their place. Wrap my legs around your waist. Anytime, any place. Let's take it all the way. Baby, don't play no games. I'm splashing all over you. When we together, we break all of the rules. Slip and slide and say it's wet and it's smooth. Lick me head to toe, we treat it all just like food.
I push it all into you. That's the sound me coming down into you. 10 digits, say I'm calling on you. You done hit me with that voodoo, got me all into you.
I put my all into you. That's the sound when I start riding on you. 10 digits, babe, I'm calling on you. You done hit me with that voodoo, got me all into you. Baby, don't play no game.
Started out talking right here, putting it down like I'm motherfucking Mac, selling candy all up in my ear. She wanna be down like the D's on the left, slow dancing in the club. The diamonds look like rainbows. She grinding on my dick, she looking for the particle. We hop up in that AMG and D, we in the Western. She putting moves on me, I could've swore shorty's a wrestler. Talking all that shit, soon as I hit, now I got a talking like this, in a falsetto. In a falsetto. She's telling all her homies I'm the real deal. Every time she leave the crib, shawty be coming right back. She talking dirty all up in my ear, and I'm finna put this dog right on a kitty cat. I wasn't gon' show you up, but then you got that liquor. Calling last night a book, acting like she didn't remember. I hopped up out that lane and I'm finna dip in my title. Finna put your ass to bed. Tell me which way would you like it? Talking all that shit as soon as I hit it. Now I got her talking like this in a falsetto. In a falsetto, like baby, in a falsetto, like in a falsetto, like baby, now play that shit. She said it feels like her very first time. She said it feels like her very first time. Grind it, grind it, baby. Grind it, make me crazy. Grind it, do it. Grind it, baby. Grind it. Now say, it's all over now, you can come back down. We can talk in this key right here. But anytime you want me to take you up, baby, jump on this elevator. Promise there ain't nothing greater. Take a shower, let's take a shower. Let's take a shower, let's take a shower. I'll meet you right back here in half an hour.
Jack just want to drink.
I got bigger fish to fry, you a little nigga. My bitch booty cheeks fake, but I'm a real nigga. Wait, man, birthday coming up in 5 days. Tryna get this shit like 5 ways in 5. I told her check the year, it's me. I feel like a prostitute, can't do no shit for free. Dreaming about a new play every time I go to sleep. If there ain't no points upon that board, the nigga, I can't fucking eat, nigga. Wait, this shit survival of the fittest. Florida to the yams, brought her a Birkin and some titties. Tour hitting all 50 states, I'm finna come turn up your city. I got this shit right out the mud, that's why I don't show no fucking pity, nigga. Ain't you sick of being broke? Nigga, do somebody. Tired of your family losing hope? Nigga, do somebody. You the one that's supposed to break them fucking chains, nigga. Stack your paper, stay the fuck away from lames, nigga. Broke niggas watch your every move because they bored. Broke niggas like to hate because they feel ignored. Broke niggas do the least but always want the most. These niggas satisfied with crumbs, bitch, I want the loaf. I should've been a porn star, how I later would. I was down bad on my dick, but now I'm making good. I came a long way from the I made it out the hood. You gon' be broke if you don't try, get that understood. My bitch daddy from Dubai and her mama white. The peace foreign from Tacoma touching down tonight. I'm in some foreign in the trenches, I can't stop at lights. It's either I'ma smash the gas or I'ma bust it right. Either you perish with the dark or shine with the light. Nigga, don't make the wrong choice, think about that bar twice. I told her check the year, it's me. I feel like a prostitute, can't do no shit for free. Dreaming about a new play every time I go to sleep. If there ain't no points upon that board, the nigga, I can't fucking eat, nigga. Wait, this shit survival of the fittest. Florida to the yams, bought her a Birkin and some titties. Tour hitting all 50 states, I'm finna come turn up your city. I got this shit right out the mud, that's why I don't show no fucking pity, nigga. I got bigger fish and fries, you a little nigga. My bitch booty cheeks fake, but I'm a real nigga. Nigga, both my thumbs numb, I don't feel niggas. Feel like a pastor in this bitch, my words heal niggas. If she can't help you if you fall off, why you tricking on her? If she ain't bringing in no pay, why you dicking on her? I give a bitch a free trial and tell her break bread. I need a cash app immediately or play dead. Checks coming in, new Benjamins, 650 bins, my bitch a 10, yo bitch a 7. And she got a boy named, a bitch named Devin. Her mama wrong as hell. Hey gang, shit, my bad. Oh god. Shit, that's what her mama named her, bro. That's your bitch. Her grandma might be named Thomas. You feel me? That might be some little linear shit they got going on. But you definitely seen her face before you chose the bitch. Ain't no way around that one.
That GG the cut. Y'all, but you already know what time it is. Nigga, real bagger, nigga. So all them duffers, nigga. All them niggas getting too emotional. Y'all. They told and hated. These hoes so overrated. My flow so cold it's crazy. Hit the road and both hated. I'm gonna go with your whole lady. Fuck you niggas pay me. I've been dumping in all 24. I play the motion, baby. Home clapping just like two hands. I don't need no new friends. In the hood like who's town. Work a bitch like boot count. When I'm falling through that, I who that? I was made in the flesh, nigga. You can see your best man. You gon' lose your best hitter. And my chest it up. Muscle like a wrestler. Take your bitch and best it on. Shoot my shot like Stephen, bro. With a car professional. Bitch, I beat that road up. Lead the West Coast in a PJ, then go pick my load up. And that show enough, pole talk, I don't get no false. Before I let a nigga steal me, it's gonna be both of us. I ain't never pose up. If it go up, then I'm standing on all 10. Never seen me fold, know what I break, know what I been. I'm a 440 hater. In my face, gator. Child don't never close. When you say, well, on the way there. In that rise, I'm in it now. Don't we get them in. You niggas talking about that money shit. Let's get it in. I'm a 440 hater. In my face, gator. Child don't never close. When you say, well, on the way there. In that rise, I'm in it now. Don't we get them in. You niggas talking about that money shit. Let's get it in.
All right, I'm officially concluding the introductory segment. Right there. I hope you niggas were able to find some solace in that musical medley. Somebody pull up so we can get this shit underway. I'm gonna have to consult to my motherfucking archives. I mean, it ain't gonna turn out friendly either way, so I'm just saying. We can bypass all the damn preliminaries. If somebody pull up, we get this shit started. Don't make me no difference. All right, that's how y'all want to play it. Okay, cool. Stay acting sedity. I'm going to the archives.
Smoke.
We got our first angry nigga on the panel. What's up, y'all nigga?
Man, I'm doing all right. No, I'm a noble savage. That's what I wanted to come up and say. My actions from yesterday and this morning is all cause of BAP. He set the mood and he said, "Who won't smoke?" So I blame you too. Y'all have to hold yourself accountable for the music y'all play to get people inspired.
All right, so I won't reject that offering. Not by any means. Still don't mean you ain't no angry ass young nigga, but I say you probably putting some type of effort to work on it. If so, kudos to you, my nigga. Superman in the motherfucking building. Son of Jarrell. What's up with you, bro?
Peace. Power to the motherfucking people. I was just pulling up, Smoke. I ain't want to be sedated. I'm a regular ass nigga.
Appreciate it, bro.
No, you gotta have the dummies pop up. What up, Super?
What up, Wild Savage? Stay on these old niggas' ass, boy. I really appreciate you and your energy.
Man, no problem, man. Y'all don't put y'all work in. Sit back and let you know what I'm saying, the youngsters handle this.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I was a bit in and out yesterday. After the initial remark on AP panel, kind of spilled over here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Later on down the line, you and Dulcie was kind of giving Chief Holiday a run for his money, bro. What y'all was y'all was, I don't know, y'all was trying to double team my nigga, or y'all was just combating the information. It seemed like y'all was in a bit of a information struggle, bro. Did y'all settle y'all differences when it comes to the perspective, or what?
I'll let Dulcie speak because she was just being a master teacher to the good student Holiday is. So if he took notes, I'm pretty sure he learned a lot. But if he was stubborn, he might still be believing his indoctrination.
He said he's recruiting a woman from the chat, so I just wanted to make that public service announcement. He's trying to recruit any woman to beat my ass. So, just to let you know, let that be known as far. I'm open for the smoke, whoever wants to fulfill his request.
Oh, shit. I've noticed he's got that habit. He's always trying to get somebody else to fight his battles. I wonder if that's not Indian.
Baby, also, I see you in this speech. What's up, my nigga? All right, that's all I want. That's all I want. No, I don't think he gonna hire no contract killers for you, though. He probably just a little, disturbed at that particular moment. He's gonna be all right. The ladies over here tend to be quite. Yeah, the ladies that come around here tend to be quite cordial. Sometimes they be a little tipsy. Sometimes they be quite inebriated. Often they're sober.
He gonna get grateful on me because I can't fight back grateful. All I can do is just let it happen. It's cool.
Yeah, we all know grateful tends to be quite explosive.
That's like using a cheat code.
I love me some grateful though. I don't care what y'all say.
Yeah, I love that.
Release the Kraken.
Yeah, it was good fun. I love teaching how to empower our people. Why Indian is so much powerful, and standing on your genealogy. And when you standing on your genealogy, knowing that the Indian, they was talking about you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You, my nigga. The Aborigine is just a add-on to the Indian, but you can't have the Aborigine of North America without saying and honoring the Indian.
Are all Indians Aboriginal?
Gotta be.
Right.
Well,
That's why I was trying.
Are they though? Because Native Americans call themselves Indians too. Are they
I
Aboriginal?
would say, well, you know, we got them Indians that like sleeping with foreigners. So technically, that kid could be Indian, but it's not Aboriginal, depending on where the parent came from.
Exactly. Yeah,
So
you
Native
have to
Americans.
deny the Muslims to make them all Aboriginal. You have to deny that other people got here, which is a question I guess I have for Tayshawn and Smoke. It seems like y'all concur that Reconstruction era is the reconstruction of history. Would you say y'all concur with that?
History's never been reconstructed. My bad, y'all. I'm eating. I'm so disrespectful.
See, senorita.
Well, because I want to know what happens when you find a person prior to the Reconstruction era. How do you deal with that in your genealogy?
Okay,
This
so
why I
all, so to me, all common narratives, in my opinion, have elements of fabricated information. So I don't know where to begin to say something is historically correct. Even when you going so far into your genealogy, one might say, because I see slaves in parentheses in my genealogy, but they were married to the slave master. I don't see how these two demographics will be compatible when it comes to that very fine institution. So I have to say at that juncture right there, somebody lying on somebody else with all this shit made the fuck up. I'm just saying, in my opinion.
Yeah, do you believe the names though? Like say it says that your fifth great grandma was a slave to her husband and your fifth great granddad. So you may discard the slave idea that they're trying to attach to it, but you take in that those are your fifth great grandparents, or you question that as well.
Okay, so I follow the line, right? Going from me, because I know who the fuck I am, right? I know my mama, my daddy, and I know their parents, right? So if those connections are being drawn from those components right there, I tend to trust those names. Right? I tend to trust the names. Right? John and Mary had Elizabeth, Wayne, David, so-and-so. David had Miriam, Nathan, you know what I'm saying? If that line, follow that line, seems to be appropriate. All the added information, some of it I think is just suspect, especially once you actually go back so far when they want history to be narrated a certain way, right? They want all us to be from Africa or at least slaves, right? He got some type of European.
My last question
ancestry.
is, could the slave part be true? Just our idea of what slavery is, be the fabrication.
Well, I'm gonna say if our idea of what slavery is the fabrication, and that's what they've been pushing, then I'm just inclined to throw the whole slavery thing away because that is just what it comes with.
Reconstruction. That ain't mean they built something new. They reconstructed it. So you got the old material with a new storyline.
What about
I'm kind of
what about under Roman civic law that the husband is a housebound servant. The wife is the property of the husband.
Nobody
So on and so
responds.
forth. What about that element of it?
The Reconstruction era was more focused on the reconstruction of your mind and thinking of history. And, that's why these terms started changing later on and in the years, because it's the reconstruction of what you think is history.
Okay, so the narrative is the Reconstruction period began after the Civil War because so much collateral damage had been done to those particular regions involved in that conflict. Do we have any indication that Reconstruction occurred outside of those particular regions, or was it just bound to those particular regions where it was said that the Civil War took place?
No, it would have to be international, right? Because during that same time, other land masses were renamed, right? Maps were redrawn, right? So it had for everybody to be understanding that this thing is about to be rewritten. Everybody had to be in on it. So it had to be international.
That makes no sense.
What you mean it makes no sense?
I agree.
If everybody's in on it,
that there
how
is
you gonna make something up? If everybody know it's a lie, how you gonna?
I was going to confer that there's an international element to it, but I agree with you, Superman, that when we're talking about Reconstruction, we have to talk about the basis that something is already here and being reconstructed, or it's just construction if nothing was there and then they just placed this up. So when we talk about Reconstruction, we're talking about things that existed, but they added a different narrative to that history.
And took
or they just changed the likenesses and the images of the people.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all those
that would be Reconstruction.
Point being is that
a lot of people are melanated back in those days and became white, especially when we know that the large majority of white people came through Ellis Island. Or are we not saying that the large majority of white people came through Ellis Island?
The reason why I would agree with that, not only does it coincide with the historical narrative, but you can actually talk to the descendants of the people that we now know as white, and they would also confirm that their ancestors did arrive here around those times, right? They would identify as German or Polish or, any of those groups that were said to have been arrived via Ellis Island is why I would tend to agree with that particular narrative. Doesn't mean that the rest of this shit that's being put on the historical account is accurate by any means whatsoever. I relinquish the floor.
Well, I got a question. If we still have people, if we're saying that majority of pale skins came to Ellis Island, then how could you say at the same time that pale skins had us as POWs in the 1800s, 1700s?
I was just gonna say that.
I wouldn't say 10. I wouldn't say the presence of 1,000 or even 100,000 pale skins could topple what was going on in America just by their presence alone.
I think the narrative is that a lot of pale skins were held as slaves, and where is there evidence that a large majority of pale skins were even here before Ellis Island?
I mean, there's a lot of evidence of that, though.
Where?
Is there?
Yeah, I mean, I'll put something in the back, but there was a huge North African slave trade, which were millions of pale people that came to the Americas.
What year, brother?
Let me look it up. I don't want to lie. Let me look up the exact date. Give me 1 second.
Because when we're talking about North Africa, we're talking about that Spanish stronghold and everything like that. Where does it say that those people are majority pale skin when we're talking about Sephardic Jews and all that? Are we talking about pale skinned people?
I would think not.
I would say not as well.
I would concur.
Okay, so pale skinned people have a whole different approach to how they conduct themselves, right? And we will see in the historical account that friction transpired in the record. We don't really see that type of friction. What we see is that we have people who may be not so well familiar with the culture, but able to blend in sort of a way. That gives me the inclination that we might be dealing with some niggas who familiar with some niggas over here, or probably some niggas who was loosely related to some niggas over here on some back and forth interactions, going, coming back, going, coming back, right, until something happened in those regions that they were visiting, which would have caused them to come back in a significant amount of numbers, but not as accustomed to what was going on in the land that they was returning to. So I'm just making a big ass speculation right now as to how this could have transpired.
Are you happening to talk about Black Europeans by any chance?
Oh, indubitably.
I got another question. Okay. If majority of pale skins didn't get here into the 1890s, who gave us the terms Negro and Indian?
Okay, so the term Negro could have only been established by somebody who was not Negro. Because otherwise, I don't see how it makes no sense that one group of phenotypically similar motherfuckers will start distinguishing another group of phenotypically singular motherfuckers as if though that phenotype didn't apply to them as well. Right? I know big lip, dark skin, nappy head motherfuckers finna start ragging on other big lip, dark skin, nappy head motherfuckers to the degree that they will give them a totally different distinction from among themselves. So we got to, I mean, it got to be somebody who does not fit those particular characteristics for them to come up with this term. Or at least we're dealing with some damn jokesters.
Right. Because
we're dealing with.
Go ahead, my bad.
I would say that we're dealing with people from here that wanted to hide the crime and separate between, you know, who the motherfucking indigenous motherfucker is and who the nigga that looked like the indigenous nigga that came over here.
Who called us the indigenous? I got more questions with the names. Who named us indigenous? And Indians.
The people who set up the government, the indigenous people here.
Man,
so we gave ourselves that name.
I'm trying to figure out something that was made up, bro.
That's what I'm getting to, Super. Let me walk. That's what I'm getting to. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to have a conversation because I'm trying to figure out what these names come from and what do these names mean.
Man, listen.
That's what
I used to do some shit. And I always want to get away with it, right? So approach it from that point. What would I have to do to get away with the shit that I'm doing?
First of all, I say the best way to get away with some shit you doing is to make sure nobody ever knows that you are actually the one that's doing it. Even if it means letting somebody else catch that fade. Because we all know what human activity is. So we know if a human is doing it. I'm just saying the best way to get away with that is make sure you're not the human that's being accused. That'll be my best suggestion, but y'all got it.
Well, but I would say to your question, as far as when it comes to exonyms, we can definitely say, a lot of words or different descriptions are exonyms. But let's take niggas, for instance. Though we can see that niggas is somewhat considered an exonym, it could possibly be based on words that were being used at the time for people and each other, and then misappropriated by the people to make it an exonym. So I think it's the same when we look into these terms, indigenous, Indian, though they are considered exonyms, they do not know the origins specifically of these words to say that these aren't based on words that are being used by the people.
Hold on, I want to make sure I heard you correctly. That makes sense. So you're saying we don't really know where the term came from, but the term could have been something we was calling ourselves, and then it got turned into a nixum. Did I hear you correctly?
Right. Like say niggas means people of God, right? Or there's a word for people of God. And then people are like, oh, well, I'm a people of God. So that term refers to me, and started using it. Something like that.
Okay. Cause I fuck with the term Indian. I'm an Indian all day. My problem is you got quote unquote Native Americans who descend from the Chino slaves, the Asian slaves. It was literally written in law in the 1700s that those people are now being called Indian. So
wasn't here in the 1700s.
Yes, they were. They were slaves, bro.
What records? Where's the records of them?
Jesus Christ! Have you read the book?
I'm not
the goddamn book.
Sure, I'm talking about
the book has the sources. Wild sausage. Shut the fuck up. If you ain't read it, just be quiet, bro.
I haven't.
Niggas be talking about shit you ain't read. So be quiet then.
Okay, I'm just.
What the fuck is you talking about? And I was trying to tell it to you. You said I don't care about no book. I was trying to tell you the book. Just shut up.
Because that's a reference.
The book is called From Chinos to Indians.
Oh my Lord. Yes, we know about that book, brother. Can you?
All right. So what the fuck is you talking about then? Anyway, like I was saying. So we know that happened. So what I'm saying is, if we know even Native Americans still to this day,
that's your problem.
Native Americans, you still got Native Americans. Yo, god damn, boy. You got
the Native Americans weren't here in the 1700s. Goofy.
The point I'm trying to make, I know that. The point I'm trying to make. God damn, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up.
So we're not Native Americans.
No, I know that, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Fuck you talking about? Native Americans were created in the 1900s.
Man, I'm done.
You need to be.
Hold on, Tashawn. Hold on. I think he's just talking about
that nigga need to shut the fuck. No, I don't know. Fuck him. I'm trying to talk, bro. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Shut your bitch ass up, you fucking top cat junkie, bro. You a fucking dick rider, dude. Bitch ass nigga, fat fuck, you out of shape motherfucker.
Weird ass
get your ass in the gym, get your window, get your ass knocked out.
Because I
think beat on you like we beat your master teacher.
I think we understand about when Native Americans come, but he's making a point about Native Americans today, referring to the.
That's all I'm saying, Doshi. Thank you, though. That's all I'm trying to get that point out. All I'm saying is, go ahead. My bad.
No. I wanted you to go ahead, Tashawn.
All I was saying is the current Native Americans and some of these current mestizos that they call themselves Mexicans, but we know they're not the real Mexicans. I know this, nigga. You knew around this bitch. Retard, you still think we was living in teepees in the 1900s. Shut your dumb ass up, wild sausage. Like I was saying, though, these Native Americans today get to claim Indian, bro. These pale skins get to claim Indian. That's the point I'm making. So I'm like, what are we doing when we're trying to separate Indian and Aboriginal when bro, stop fucking cutting me off, dog.
You claim Pan-African.
No, nigga, shut your fucking mouth. Put the dick back into your mouth. You're talking too much. Go suck your boyfriend dick again. Shut up.
Goofy.
Shut the fuck up. Like I was saying. The American Indians are the Aboriginal inhabitants of North America. So that's why I'm like confused why we trying to separate the two. But like I said, you got Native Americans that try to claim Indian, but we know what an Indian is, so that's why we got to get down to the nitty gritty of the term Indian. Like, what does the Indian really mean? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna throw the term away. Fuck that.
A
I
Native
promise I was Blackfoot and Geechee.
is clearly putting a distinction on it. It's telling you he's a Native American Indian. We are American Indian.
And they still claim Indian is the point I'm making. I know that, Goofy. I've been on this information before you, bro.
Not the same.
This ain't shit new.
That's the point. We're not the same.
I know they're not the same, but they get to legally call themselves Indian, but they can't legally call themselves Aboriginal because they're not Aboriginal to this land. Is the fucking point I'm making, bro. That's the fucking point I'm making.
But Tayshawn, Native Americans, they don't like the term Indian. They don't want to be called Indian.
Why not? Why do they say that? Tell them why. Because it's racist, right? Because they say it's racist. Because they said it's racist. That's why I say if the term Indian is racist to them, why are they saying? Why is the term redskin racist? What does redskin and Indian mean? Y'all don't want to get into that. Not too super. People like Wild Savage don't really want to get into that topic. Why is redskin and Indian racist? Why? What does redskin and Indian mean?
Redskin is the tone of a nigga's skin.
Redskin means brown.
But Tayshawn,
is that not
even in the definition of American, race is mentioned?
Right. So Wild Savage, you said redskin means the tone of the skin, right?
Yeah.
Right. So Indian means what?
The indigenous inhabitants found here, brother.
So Indian don't mean redskin? Redskin don't mean Indian? They're not talking about skin tone?
Red skin is describing the skin of an Indian. It's not.
What is it?
It's describing.
What does indigenous mean?
Well, if you really go to some scientific shit, race is like what's coming from the land. Like when you're doing like agriculture and you find the seeds that's only from that area, it's called a land race. That denotes that it's indigenous to that area. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got to go below the surface and just not look at what's obvious, because it's pushing a narrative. But y'all got it.
All I'm saying is nigga, Indian, redskin all mean the same shit. And the nigga, Indian, redskin are the indigenous people, the Aboriginal inhabitants of North America. So how you not throw away indigenous, but you throw away Aboriginal? When at the same time Native Americans can Native Americans.
How can you throw away the Indian and just stick on the Aboriginal?
No, I was gonna say, as far as when it comes to Aboriginal, here's my thing, and I think I've talked to you about this before, Tayshawn. Now, I presented that I'm part of the King family, the King surname, and I really can't go into. I would say I don't know as far as when people are trying to go back in time and saying the King family is original from here and then goes to Ireland and then comes back here. I don't have the evidence of that, but I do have the evidence of the King surname being connected to an Irish royal family. So could I call the King family Aboriginal?
Aboriginal to where?
That's my point. That's so Aboriginal isn't a thing to be like, oh, you're denying Aboriginal. No, it's just like Savage was saying, when people are coming from mixtures of different places, and I know for a fact the King family is coming from a different place, I then would not say, oh, this is an Aboriginal to America, which is what I'm getting from when people are claiming Aboriginal. I'm thinking that they're talking about to here, right?
Yeah. Well, the reason why it's hard to separate the term because the definition literally says the Aboriginal inhabitants of North America. It don't even say Indian means nowhere else. Well, they rewritten it to put the narrative that Christopher Columbus all that, but it's literally saying the Aboriginals inhabitants of North America. That's why I say I don't want to separate the two. You really can't separate the two.
It's describing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, think of it like this, Tayshawn. If you are Aboriginal American, you get in the army or whatever, you meet another Aboriginal. Y'all moved to Ireland. Y'all live there for fucking 3 generations. Right? Y'all don't mix. When y'all come back to America, y'all still Aboriginal American.
Right. So are there not? Okay, let me ask this: are there not other Indians or other? What does West Indies mean? Why do they call those people the West Indies?
Bro,
There's definitely Indians there. I would say.
That's what I'm saying.
Europe is questionable. Europe, I would say, is questionable. Even if there are Indian colonies in Europe, can we say without a doubt that all of Europe is going to be populated by Indians?
Right. That I know, but what I'm saying is, what exactly does Indian mean, though?
Brother, if you
Well,
can't,
we can say Aboriginal. Can we
the
say
word-
that all of Europe is populated by American Aborigines?
Dosey.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all
give it up.
confusing the book definition straight out the dictionary.
He's trying to make
the
it
narrative.
what it is.
There's a narrative.
No, I'm not pushing a narrative. I'm trying to get y'all to. I'm trying to get an understanding of why we separate.
You're trying to manipulate.
No, wow, Sausage, shut the fuck up. You dick eating fool, bro. You were weird, bro. You're weird. Wow, Sausage, you're a bitch. Nigga, you have no information, bro. You ain't got shit to talk about. You ain't got shit to talk about. You ain't got shit to talk about.
You one of them niggas.
You ain't got shit to talk about. You ain't got shit to talk about. Chief ain't up here, so why you talking about?
And try to
anyway, like I was saying,
faggot ass
people and Dosey, I'm talking to y'all too. I'm talking to y'all too. I'm not talking with an ignorant motherfucker.
And I'm addressing
I'm not talking to a pussy. I'm not talking to a faggot. I'm not talking to a dick rider.
I'm looking
talking to a fucking butt. I'm talking to a bum. I'm talking to a cokehead. You sniffing coke last night. You was on live sniffing coke last night.
You hate
You sniffing coke last night, fool.
You
sniffing coke last night, Wild Savage.
Learning. You over there watching his videos learning.
But Tayshawn, hold on, Tayshawn, because I think the confusion is people are saying people are against the term Aboriginal, which is not the case. No one's against Aboriginal. People are just using Aboriginal as its meaning. So when they're finding that the Stewart family's in their family, the Castile families in their family, when they're finding these royal families here, they're just not saying, we can call those Aboriginal. And when those mixtures come in, what do you do with said mixed person? You can't necessarily say by definition, we're going to keep labeling those people as Aboriginals.
Oh, I get that. I'm sticking with the term Indian though. What does Indian mean? Indian is literally was a crayon called Indian Red. What, man, why does nigga keep? Oh, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Dosey and Super. Bro.
How many times do we got to say
one wants to talk
you
to
want us to say it in Spanish? You want it in Latin? How about you write the shit down? Didn't you take enough notes last night?
Hey, Smoke, this your show.
Use your number.
You want me to argue with this nigga? Because I'm about to get real disrespectful and have your screen blocked.
No, because
I'm not about to do this with this nigga, bro. I'm not hating. I'm trying to have a conversation and you being weird, bro. Like you want some weird ass shit.
Level
you
of
being weird,
brother. You are acting very weird. Somebody has explained Indian 1,000 different ways. How many other ways do you want us to explain it to you, nigga?
I know what the fuck Indian means. You don't. I know what it means. You don't. I know what it means. You don't. Yes, the fuck I do. You don't know what it means.
What is it?
You don't know what it means. 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 You don't know what it means.
Let me say it that American Aborigine is synonymous with Indian. So
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Why when people are talking about Black European history, are people taking it as we're against Aboriginals? I hear this talking point even with Karimio. When we
No,
talk
that's
about
not
Black
the issue.
European history, how is that something that's talking down on Aboriginals?
No, see, no, that's you're wrong. You're wrong. The issue is people are literally saying I'm Indian, but I'm not an Aboriginal. I ain't talking about no Black Europeans. I'm talking about people like Wild Savage that would say I'm an Indian, but I'm
Bitch,
not an
you ain't
American
never heard me
Aborigine.
say
That's
I'm
weird, bro.
Indian and not
You just said it
Aboriginal,
yesterday.
nigga.
You
I
say it all
said
the
the
time. Wild
fucking
Savage. Bro, this
definition.
nigga, you got it.
Yeah,
You
when
got it.
niggas
You
get
got
the
it. You're a
motherfucking
liar.
like I
No,
gotta
Now you
pick a
lying.
side.
You lying.
When I
Wild
gotta
Savage, you
pick
say
a
it all the
side,
time.
you dummy,
You said
I'm
it all the time. You say
Indian
it all the time.
because I'm
You literally say it all
Indian.
the time.
The
That's why
definition
you. That's
is
literally why you.
Indian.
That's literally why you
Aboriginal
argue
isn't
with
the
Chief over this shit.
defining of Indian.
This nigga's
You
fucking
dumb
weird,
fuck.
bro. You
What
but
the
weird,
Wild
fuck
bro.
does
Savage has
indigenous
Fucking
always
mean?
weird,
said
bro.
You
that he
You're
retarded
is
weird.
bitch.
You're weird. You're
Aboriginal
weird.
and
You're weird.
Indian.
The fuck
Wild
you
Savage
mean,
You're
has
nigga?
always
weird.
said
You're
that he is
weird.
both.
Dosey,
It is
Dosey, don't
someone
speak for
like
him.
me.
Dosey,
It's
I hear
someone
him
like
many
me
times. I
or
heard him many
Samara that
times.
says I'm
I heard
not
him
I
many
heard you
times
say
say,
you the
no, no, no,
truth.
no,
I
no, no,
heard
no,
you,
no, no,
nigga.
no, no,
Shut
no,
your
no.
crying
We're not
ass
gonna
up,
do
weird
this.
ass
This
nigga.
nigga
You a
always
fucking
say, this nigga
follower,
always
nigga.
say,
You
y'all
a
Apple,
flunky.
y'all
You
Aboriginals,
a
I'm Indian.
flunky.
Y'all Aboriginals,
You
I'm
are a
Indian. He just said
flunky,
it yesterday.
nigga.
He said it the
You
day
are a
before. He said it
flunky.
the day before that.
No, I'm
He said
not
it the
you.
day before
I'm
that.
not a
I know this nigga be
Moorish
high on cocaine, so he
Aboriginal.
might have
I
forgot.
am not a
He
Moorish
popped pills, so he might have
Aboriginal. Get it
forgot.
correct.
But this nigga
I
always
am
says,
an
I'm an Indian, y'all
Indian
Aboriginal. So,
Aboriginal. You
no, that's not
niggas
what you be
are
saying. You
Moorish
said, you know,
Aboriginal.
that's not
It
what you be
is a
saying. That's not
difference,
what you be
nigga.
saying.
You not
Who is you
standing
niggas?
on
What niggas
Indian
you talking about?
business.
Call
You
names.
standing
Call
on
names.
Moorish
Call names.
indoctrination
I'm not
and
standing on Moorish shit.
generalization, nigga.
You ain't
You
never
got a
heard me call
general
myself a Moor.
narrative of history, and you want niggas to accept that shit, nigga. We not accepting that, bro. I am an Indian Aboriginal. You are more Aboriginal, nigga.
Oh, I'm
We
a
are
Moor.
not the
I'm a Moor.
same. We
I'm a
are
Moor.
not the
How you
same.
know I'm a Moor,
We
Wild
are
Savage?
not the
How
same.
you know I'm a Moor, Wild
Just
Sausage?
because you accept a general
Wild
narrative,
Sausage.
nigga, you don't
Wild
do
Sausage.
primary sources. Nigga,
Wild
you're not an
Sausage.
Indian by
Wild
bloodline.
Sausage.
You're an Indian by
Wild
belief.
Sausage.
You ain't nothing
Wild
but a
Sausage.
faith-based believer,
Wild
nigga.
Sausage.
That's why you
Wild
got
Sausage.
another nigga
Wild
regurgitating
Sausage.
information as your
Wild
leader, nigga.
Sausage. Wild Sausage.
Fuck you talking about?
Wild salvage car. That's what you is, a salvage car.
Nigga,
Bitch, you
you
ain't
a
shit, bro.
weirdo.
You're a bum. You're a
Nigga, you a
bum.
regurgitated
You're a bum.
weirdo, nigga.
You turned your
You don't
camera on
know
last
what
night. Your house
primary
dirty as fuck.
source is if it hits you in the
Your house
face.
dirty as fuck,
You
bro. Go clean up.
retarded ass boy.
Dust
That's
your
why
computer
you
off. You
think
dirty as
white people
hell.
was here conquering your
Bro,
people.
you're dirty as
You
hell. You dirty as
indoctrinated
hell. Bro, you
fool.
dirty. Go
You
clean your house, bro.
motherfucking
Bro,
goofy.
clean your
You
room.
sell out.
Clean your room before your mama kick you out, bro.
Okay, look, man, there's nothing I can do to compel you niggas to reconcile y'all differences. Y'all gonna have to man up and do that on y'all own. All it requires is hearing each other out. It's just that simple. Just that simple, gentlemen. All right. Anybody else want the flow before they come back? Because I know they ain't got over it yet.
No, what Dosey, what I was saying is,
I have heard that Savage has said that he's an Aboriginal. He's even gotten on me for saying that I'm not an Aboriginal before. So I just have to be truthful on that. But I would say, as far as there's a reason why I don't claim Aboriginal. I think by definition that Aboriginal is trying to be a pure blood status that I would never claim.
but
Okay, no.
Aboriginal.
Okay, so now I see what's going on here, right? Aboriginal does not mean the original. Don't mean the original.
No.
It only means you proceed forth from those who would be considered original. Don't mean your daddy didn't fuck a white lady or a Chinese lady or a black European or African. It don't mean that. It means that you are of that particular stock. That's it. That's all.
Right.
You come
And
from
that's
the original people, right? They inhabited these lands prior to anything known as colonization and or from the earliest times. It ain't even nothing complicated about it. Just like saying Indian don't mean that none of your folks wasn't dibbling and dabbling with no foreign mixtures or whatever. Just means you're culturally the Indian, but it has its nuances as well. Why
Hey,
say
Smoke.
same thing?
Right, Smoke. That's why I say
you can have a daughter. I mean, you can have a son, right? I mean, you can have a child from a black man and a white lady they gonna consider that child a nigga. Nigga, Indian,
Right.
same thing. You feel
Right.
me?
Yeah, just depending on his complexion.
Right.
But that's why when me and Cosmo was having that discussion about definitions, just pure definition, what it's saying and what it means. That's why I claim indigenous.
I was about to ask. Say the definition of indigenous, please.
That's the pure blood. That's no mix. That's from the land, no mix. Aboriginal.
And I would like to add, and I would also like to add the reason why I would say Aboriginal identity would stand dominant in this region is because we are the people who were labeled Aboriginal. So, I mean, I can see if a nigga go to China, right, and start reproducing, that Aboriginal shit will fade. It begin to fade. You feel me? After so long, it'll begin to fade off into oblivion. But here, that's not bad. It's not likely to happen.
Hey, can I say something too about this definition? And Super asked me, when do you leave the definition alone and make your own definition? This is a perfect example. See, Super, how you was able to define yourself indigenous, but then you added your own definition by saying no mix. There's
No, nigga, I didn't add that. That's part of it. That's in the definition.
No definition book that says no mix in it.
Bro, this
just went over this definition.
No, man. Stop, nigga. Stop.
All I'm saying.
Stop, nigga. Stop.
Indigenous. You said
no, nigga. When I say no mix, that's an interpretation of the definition. That's not changing it.
You're defining it now.
No, I'm not, nigga. You can't make me do something I ain't doing.
Let me do a quick identity.
You said I claim indigenous. That means no mix.
These niggas unstoppable.
No
Let me do a quick identity check.
Definition of the definition.
I rule, hush. A Smoke trying to talk.
No, that nigga tried to beat a nigga up by some words, and I'm trying to tell y'all.
Smoke trying to see something though, bro. Chill out.
Nigga don't unstoppable. Hey, come on, bro. Baji. What's up, Baji? 2.2.
Hey, salute to you guys. I only have a question, but because when you pull up an application, right, they ask you a certain race or where you from, and on that particular paper there is no such thing as Aboriginal, or you could choose one. They say white, black, then they have Asian, they got Pacific Islander, and all of these things. But I never see one that it says Aboriginal or any of that. They have Indian. Go ahead.
Okay, so let me help you out with your confusion. Right? Have you ever heard?
Go ahead.
Have you ever heard of the term Aboriginal before? Anywhere?
Yeah, I have.
So it wouldn't be far-fetched for people to identify as Aboriginal, then would it?
But according to any paperwork, there is no such thing, though. Like, you can choose such thing.
Check it out, bro. Check it out.
Like,
Talking about. Hold on.
Go ahead, my brother.
You talking about? Hold on, calm down. You talking about a political thing, something you operate in public. We're talking about private and who we actually are. Different argument, brother.
Like you yourself, right? Let me ask you, what's your ancestor told you? What's your mom? What's your dad? What's your grandparent? Where they from?
Indian.
They call me Tay.
Texas.
They call me Tayshawn.
No. Where you guys are from?
From America.
I'm from South Carolina. Yeah, I'm from South Carolina.
I'm from Texas.
I'm from Florida. We original Indians, and we never signed treaties. We never were slaves.
Bro, just answer the question. Stop all the narrative bullshit. Have a conversation with the man.
That answers your question, bro. We from Florida, Texas, South Carolina,
Yeah, where?
Tennessee. I don't know where those are from.
Like
But
like for
Aboriginal.
example, like
My bad.
like for example, right? If you go to Hawaii and they have the free housing to all the native down there, they, you know what I mean? The Polynesian, you could only prove 50% of the Polynesian, and they give you a free housing in the state of Hawaii. The question is, can you guys trace your race all the way through so that you could really prove, or a lot of you
Yes.
guys have forgotten?
Trace it where?
No, I can. I can't speak for everybody else, but yes, I can.
Wait. He said something about Polynesian. Trace it. You talking about trace it here in America?
Stay
Trace it back
focused,
to more
baby. Stay
Americans?
focused. Stay
Yeah,
focused.
in Hawaii, if you could prove that it's a 30 years waiting list right now.
What Hawaii got to do with us? I'm from South Carolina, bro.
Hey,
I'm from
bro,
South Carolina.
Niggas, come on, man. Come on, y'all.
I
Come
live in
on,
Hawaii
man. Have
2
a
years.
conversation.
I live in Hawaii 2 years, and they're fighting.
No, he's asking can we tie ourselves back to Hawaii? And I'm like, that's irrelevant.
No, that's
I'm
not
South
what he
I'm
Carolina.
gonna
asked.
explain that to
Sean,
him
that's
right
not
now.
what he
Okay.
asked.
Explain that to him right now. Hawaii fighting in the courts to get their island back.
Hold on, bro.
Same
Chill.
situation.
Chill, man. Stick with the conversation. God
said
damn,
Hawaii.
you niggas.
Yes.
Shut the
Hawaii.
fuck up
You
with
brought
that
up Hawaii.
bullshit. God
Let him
damn.
Hawaii, nigga.
let
Talk
Buddy
to the man.
let
Why
Buddy
you
ask
can't
his,
have a conversation with the man, bro?
Hawaii is
yeah,
a perfect
let him ask his
example.
question again. Let him ask his question again. 'Cause maybe I
Yes.
misheard him.
No, he gave an example. If you
Right.
go to Hawaii, the
Okay.
Polynesians can trace their land, trace themselves all the way back to the original people. Can you do the same? That's what he asked. God
Yeah,
damn,
my
y'all pay
people
attention.
has always been in America.
It's the same fight Hawaii is in.
My people don't go nowhere else. They ain't been nowhere else. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. We got some in New York now, but North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia.
In Queens.
That's it. That's all I know.
It's proven.
What the fuck you mean prove it? I'm proving it now.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
here.
Mother had kings
My
and
grandma was here. My great grandma was here. They parents. They
Yeah,
parents.
I know. Because
Why
in Hawaii, right? I know it's 30 years waiting list, but you can prove on your blood that on your blood stuff that you're Polynesian, and it's like and you can get the free housing down there, and they give you $15,000 to furnish the whole entire house. Think about you have your children, you apply there right away. The moment that they're born, by the time they reach 30, they have their own house by themselves. But they
Respectfully,
could prove
brother,
it on
we're
their
not
line, on their
going
blood.
to Africa.
No.
Oh no, this is in Hawaii, my brother. It's in Hawaii.
Yeah, but we not welfare cases. We don't want shit for free. We Americans. We work for what we get. We don't want no free shit.
What island you on, brother?
Oh no, but because let me tell you what's the mentality, right? So all of this business come in
Where are you from,
to
brother?
the island. I'm in Cali now, my brother. But I was born at the Philippines, but I'm in Cali.
Oh, okay. You Philippine?
Yeah, I was born at the Philippines.
What year did your people come?
I arrived down here back in 1996 when I was sophomore high school.
Oh, okay.
So what?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. My bad.
Y'all came after a war?
No. Our parents come down there as an engineer. They start working in the refinery. They're all chemical engineers. Was hired, from.
So you basically
Cause you punk ass niggas don't want to get into STEM. That's why.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, Rue.
That's what's
motherfucker.
That's what Philippines.
Stop it.
So that's the only thing. It's mine. It's like in Hawaii, they let all of this business come in and operate inside. So the only thing that they could do to the local is just give that free housing to everybody for all the local, but because the local consuming the business anyway, and and that's the mentality that they have down there. That's why they could afford to give a free housing to everyone up there.
China and Japan run Hawaii.
Nigga, Hawaii is an American state. What are you talking about?
I live there.
Go turn on the TV and see what happened when we want shit to change. China don't run shit.
Okay, so what was his question again?
That's what I'm trying to understand. What is he
about tracing yourself to who?
None of us Polynesians, brother.
I don't get his question either. Like, is you asking us that because we not?
His question was like in Hawaii, the Polynesians can trace themselves back to being the original people of that land. Can you do the same?
Are the Polynesians doing this with paperwork, or are they doing this with oral tradition? Are they doing this with paperwork or oral tradition?
Listen to the question, man.
I'm asking. I heard the question. So I'm asking, how are they tracing themselves? I heard the question. Okay, how are they tracing themselves back to the original people? Is it through records or is it through word of mouth? Or is it both?
So he don't know how to answer a question.
On the blood.
Man, Ron Savage, shut the fuck up. God damn, you a dick rider, boy. That shit don't make no sense. Go ahead, bro. My bad. Gracious.
I said they run their blood type, and that's how they trace it all the way through. If you go to Nevada, and they have city,
they run their blood type like their type like A, B, A positive. What exactly? Because Tayshon is asking a good question. You're saying they're able to trace it back, and what tool are they using to trace this back?
on their blood, they have a Polynesian blood on them. So it show if you're 50% Polynesian or not, and if you could show on your blood.
So you're saying DNA test is what they're using?
Yeah.
Okay, well then that's not a verified way as far as to prove that you are Aboriginal to any place, because of the fact that you would need to be able to test the dead that are Aboriginal and have their actual DNA to be able to compare. And since we don't have that, they use different methods as far as to say, okay, we try to get the most Aboriginal to any location, but they're not able to. Genealogy tests are what DNA tests are, and they are not tracing people far enough back to know the people that they're testing are even Aboriginal to the places they reside.
All right, like if you go to Africa, right, for example, in Ethiopia, you could tell who's from there, even though they here right now. It's,
well, you can't because of migration. So no, you can't.
No.
Migration. So what they do is they have genealogy
you could tell of the way they look. You could tell of the way they look. Like,
no, you can't. Because that's leadership, and again. Like I said, historically, when you use up Ethiopian people, there are migrations that are attached to Ethiopia in history. So when you're looking at people in present day, the only thing they can do is tie the people back to genealogy to see how far back they go in any particular region. But a lot of different groups migrated there from different places, so they are not talking about the Aboriginal group of Ethiopia, and that's going to be the problem with DNA tests, why you cannot trace DNA tests back to the Aboriginal people, because migrations change the genetics on who the original people even are, and we do not have DNA studies to be like and isolate the person that we're actually studying right now. We know them to be Aboriginal. So if you're saying that the Polynesians are using this DNA test as far as that's not even admissible in court. You cannot use DNA as your evidence as far as to say I'm Aboriginal because DNA says I am.
Is he talking about like 23andMe and stuff? That's what he's talking about?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Bro, you a tell. Nah, don't come up here with you disrespectful, bro. Don't do that. You a whole foreigner. Come on, bro. I can't even. I've been arguing back and forth with Wild Savage. I gotta get on your ass. Fuck you, boy. No, don't come up here doing that. You a foreigner, bro. We trace our lineage by goddamn genealogy and my goddamn word of mouth from my goddamn ancestors, from my grandmas, our mamas, our cousins, and our uncles. All this time I spent in the tube, my nigga.
Nobody
You cap.
actually,
You cap. You cap. No.
nobody actually traced it all the way
Fuck
through.
you. Fuck you.
Like,
Fuck you.
look, me, I
No,
could
no,
well
no.
trace
No, no,
all the
no.
way through. Have you Googled ATI people before ATI people? Do you know us?
Let me ask you this.
Shall
Are
I
you
share
under the,
screen? Who is
are
that?
you
No, no, my brother. Let me. If you guys could share screen ATI people, and then now we could trace it all the way through. We could have the understanding. Can you show down your screen, my brother? ATI people.
ATI people?
Yes, sir.
Are you saying that the ATI people would be the original inhabitants of the Polynesians?
No. I didn't say that. That's where you know what I mean. Me, that's the island I was from. You know, I was just giving an example. What's happening in Hawaii?
So how does people in your land trace their lineage? Do they spit in the tube and send it off?
What is it, my brother?
The people where you come from, where you and your family come from, your mom and dad, your brothers. Well, how do y'all trace y'all lineage? Do y'all spit in the tube and send it off?
That's why I told you where I'm from. ATI people. That's the island. I even speak the dialect. I don't know if some of you guys speak some kind of dialect.
What I'm asking you is, how did you know
I
that
speak
those are your people?
on
Did
the
you spit in the
island.
tube?
On the island. Yeah, on the island, I speak that dialect. Yeah, before
No,
the
I'm
Spaniards
asking.
actually arrived. Hold on.
No,
Before the
listen
Spaniards
to what I'm trying to ask you. Listen to
we
what I'm
already
asking you.
on the island.
How did you trace yourself to those people? Did you spit in the tube? Is what I'm asking you.
I'm telling you, my brother, I speak the dialect, even the language alone.
Motherfucker, just because you speak the language, just because you speak a language, don't mean you those people, bro. Asians come here all the time to speak English. That don't mean they're fucking Americans. So how do you trace yourself to those people? No, you're playing games now. I'm on your ass now. How do you trace yourself to those original people? How do you know you from those people?
I was born on the island.
Oh, so you ain't had to do no spit tests and DNA like you're telling us, right? Goofy.
I'm talking about in Hawaii, my brother.
No. You came up on this motherfucker trying to say, oh, the people in Hawaii, the mixed people like you, oh, they did a DNA test. Now you're saying you found out your people because you was born on the island. That's how you know you from those people. Not because you did a DNA test, none of that shit. You see how fucking goofy you sound, bro? You up there playing games.
Okay, now
No playing game, my brother. Go ahead, my brother.
I would say that these images right here would be more in line with what I would call original Hawaiians. Are you saying you related to these people?
I was born on the island, my brother. I was born on the island, the exact island I was born down there.
Well, how do you know that you're related to these people and that you didn't migrate into the
What do you mean,
your great grandmother, your second great grandmother? How far have
He
you
say he
gone back?
Filipino.
Hold on.
He say he
We
Filipino.
know you at present time. You're talking to us. We know. Hold on. I have a question. We know that you are present time. You're talking to us in present time. How far in your genealogy have you been able to go back to this island?
Those he say he Filipino.
Yeah, I don't think he knows the Filipino history. That's why I'm asking how far in his genealogy is he able to go back?
I was born on the island. What do you want me to do?
You're born in present day. I was born in 1988 in Texas. My people ain't from Texas. My people ain't from Texas. I can know that by knowing who my people are. I'm asking you based on your, I would say maybe you're older than me. I don't know. But if you're born anywhere around me, you need to know where your great-great-grandmother is from before you start claiming that.
Listen, that even the Filipino people don't have its own identity. You know the Philippines name under King Philip III. That's why I was telling you we were there before the Filipino.
Speak English. Speak fucking English. Speak American English. For one, nigga. Speak American English.
I'm telling you, I'm not, bro. This is like my third or fourth language, my brother.
But you came up here on
No,
bullshit
but
doing what I'm saying. No, hold on.
But you get
Because
to
if
talk
ain't
to
nobody else gonna say it,
Philippines, but I was trying
I'm
to
gonna
say
say it.
that
I'm gonna say it.
because
You came up here. You came up. I
before
want y'all to pay attention. I want y'all to pay attention to what this fucking foreigner just did. He came up here asking, "How do we know that we are who we say we are?" And then he went to the people in Hawaii. No, be quiet. Mute your fucking mic. Mute your fucking mic. Mute your fucking mic. This motherfucker came up here and said, "Oh, the original people of Hawaii know that they are the original people
For
of Hawaii
example,
because they
the
did."
people
Bro,
from
mute your
Morocco, Nevada,
fucking
bro,
mic. Mute
they
your
have
fucking mic. Mute your fucking mic. You said the original people of Hawaii know that they're the original people of Hawaii because of a fucking DNA spit test like 23andMe. I knew that was bullshit when you said it. So when the question was flipped on you, how do you know that the ATIP was your people? Your dumb ass ain't say shit about the DNA test. You said because you was born there. So first you said because you speak the language. Then you said because you was born there. But you up here playing games. You up here trying to tell us we not who the fuck we say we are. That's why I'm on your ass. And that's why I'm not gonna let up. Everybody else on this motherfucker might sit quiet. Everybody else on this motherfucker might sit quiet. But no, I'm not doing that because we sit around arguing with each other all day and we let a foreigner come up here disrespect us. So I'm on your ass. I'm on your ass.
no
I'm on your
disrespect.
ass.
I haven't disrespected, never even
All
cursed a single
disrespect.
time. You
All
know what I mean?
disrespect. Oh, yeah, you doing that? Yeah, nah. Look at he's a mestizo. Bro, I'm done.
Brother, where you stay? Brother,
He a whole mestizo, y'all.
He say he Filipino. That's what the mestizos are, bro. Come
But
on.
the original people of that area would be Negroes. The people that's on the street. He's the mixed version.
Man, y'all got to be able to have a conversation.
Man,
Yeah,
like some of you guys, my brother, that's why they misunderstood that because they, the disrespect go ahead before the conversation. They can never have a conversation without disrespect. That's crazy.
Okay,
That's
let
why
me
you
ask you
can
this.
never. Go ahead, my
Let
brother.
me ask you this. These ATI people, where are they from?
We are original on that, my brother. According to our ancestors, they walk, my brother. They got there, and then they settled on the island and become farmer and fishermen. That's what happened.
Okay, if they settled on the island, that would mean they wasn't there at first. Where did they come from before settling?
I mean, according to the history, where that was told to us, they walked from travel.
From where?
From Africa.
Oh.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, right?
All
right.
Yeah, but that's not so far-fetched than the same shit niggas be saying on this fucking channel. Niggas went to the Philippines, colonized the Philippines. That's why they got negritos and all this other bullshit. So now he coming home
my brother.
just like
We celebrate
just like
that.
y'all saying European niggas.
No, don't say y'all. Don't say y'all.
Niggas saying niggas went from America and colonized Europe and then came back. Now he claiming the same story. Now y'all jumping on him.
Nah, I don't say that. I say niggas went and talked to niggas that was already in Europe and stuff. I didn't say we went and populated it. It was niggas all over the world already. That's what I say. So yeah, maybe went over there to teach. But as far as populate the land, I don't believe everybody started.
So they were just teaching. They wasn't fucking. Nobody was fucking. Everybody kept their dick in
Oh,
their
I thought you were saying we went and populated the land instead of you saying we.
No, that's what niggas on this channel be. These out of America ass niggas. Everything started here. Nobody was doing shit. Nobody had shit until the Americans showed up. The fuck out of now. This nigga show up and y'all jumping on him, and he going along with the same shit y'all been teaching.
But you keep saying y'all though. Call the names of the people that say that. I don't say that.
Well, okay.
I say the world. I say the whole world was populated by niggas first, and we might have went around the world teaching
this
people.
motherfucker come back. Now what you saying, bro? Niggas
Niggas
come from America.
We already down there.
Niggas don't come from Africa. Niggas come from
Black people.
America.
Black people, whatever you want to call them, dark skinned people, bro. We ain't got to play
You said
Spanish.
it yourself. These people.
Yeah, now you confusing people.
You said it
This is
yourself.
what I'm saying.
Dark skinned, Negro, colored.
I'm saying that these people that he asked me to pull up would be an accurate representation of the motherfuckers who would have always been there. So what I'm saying, I don't think these people that he asked me to pull up came from no goddamn world other than where the fuck they at right now. Same thing I say about niggas in America. We ain't come from no motherfucking where else. Now some other motherfuckers might have came here and got busted up and into the bloodline, but niggas didn't come from nowhere. And I'm saying these niggas on this island didn't come from no motherfucking world.
I agree with you, Smoke, but he's gonna have a rough time saying that he can connect to these people. Can you go ahead and share my screen?
But that first girl right there, she look almost like.
But all he got to do, though, is go along with the narrative that niggas left America and went.
But that's the problem, and that's what they're doing. So, like, I want to bring up this DNA that he brought up as if this is the way that you can validate yourself. So these are the ancestral white papers where it's going into how they create these estimations. It says an independent way to validate our model is to look at the ancestral region results of the people with deep genealogical roots back to the same country or part of the country. To find these individuals, we use customer-created family trees and look for customers who have consented to research and have all their ancestors from the same country. Ideally, we'd only look at people with all their grandparents or older from the same country. But due to low numbers, for some countries, we sometimes include people where only their parents are from the same country. You guys, what is that saying?
Mixing.
No, it is saying that it is possible to trace it though.
All right, here we go. If you want to go right here, down there,
they going by the genealogy,
and it's showing you that it's
Exactly, Super. They're going by genealogy, and they're including people that they don't even have genealogy fully from. But to attest that they're accurate, they have to say we go by genealogy, because genealogy is the most accurate scientific record that anyone is going to have when you're using this science. So back to the question, how far are you able to go back in your genealogical tree to say that your people have been in that region? So not just you being born there. How far is your genealogy go back there?
Absolutely. Actually, my grandfather's last name is Lapu Lapu, and those are like national hero of the island. And actually, we have a trace of our last name that we protected the whole entire island. That's why we were given the land for free. My ancestor, he was just passed on to us. Go ahead.
So is he able to find one of these ancestors that you are calling the original people? Have you been able to find one of these ancestors in your genealogical trees?
It's my last name. Yes. We protected the whole entire island.
Do you know the first name of the person?
We have acres of
You
land. We
know
have
the
mango
first,
coconut
you know the
given
first
because
and last name of the person that's aboriginal to that land? Do you know their first and last name, or only their last name?
I know the first name and last name. Absolutely.
How many grandparents can you name? Like great grandparents, great grandparents. How far can you go back?
So Dosey right there on the paper, if he can prove that he got one ancestor and he carrying the last name, this shit he got the genealogical.
Well, he hasn't proved that he even has one ancestor, especially since, like you said, Stupa, we And Smoke, we understand that the original
I
people, even if people are moving in, even if people are
one of
moving
these
in, the
things I could
original
even
people wouldn't be altered.
share it,
But the
and then
people that are moving in that are mixing with these original people can't necessarily say that they are the original people, right, Smoke? Right, Superman?
I mean, shit, they were fucking.
Yeah, they fucked
Because
original people and took on their last
right when
name
they got
for sure.
it's just like if you got a baby, right? I got a Mexican, but I don't have a Mexican. But if I had a Mexican baby, right, my Mexican baby get my shit. He still carry my blood and my name, even though he don't look like me.
Absolutely, but is that Mexican baby Aboriginal? Are you Aboriginal?
That's they Aboriginal too, because they from the original. They from me, and I'm from my grandparents.
I don't know. I think we would constitute them being mestizo, which mestizo just means a mixture of the Aboriginal. But let's continue. Customers who are not in the reference panel and have deep trees tracing back to a single country are expected to have high assignments to the regions associated with that country. And this is what we generally find for all 481 regions of the world that we considered. For example, 4.1 shows the average assignment for 200 customers with all 4 grandparents or older, both born in Germany, and 200 customers with all 4 grandparents born in South Korea. As you can see, while most of their assignment is to be the expected corresponding regions, the Germanic Europe and Korea and other regions do appear in small but significant amounts. These analyses help ensure the results for the people from a geographic area agree with expectations. You see how it's other regions? So all I'm saying, and I get what you're saying,
Yeah,
Super, no one can
no. If
part
they
of the
got 4
Aboriginal
grandparents, if they got 4 grandparents that's not Polynesian or from that island, then they can't be. You see what I'm saying?
then they can exactly. That's why I'm questioning it. I'm not saying that the people that are, I'm not questioning them. I'm questioning people that are migrants or there because of migration, and then they're saying we're the original people. Like, just because you slept with the original people doesn't necessarily make you the original people.
No, if they got 4 grandparents that's out of there, they out of there. But if they got 1 grandparent with some nigga blood, yeah, they can claim Aboriginal.
Yeah, if they do have it as far as it, but we understand here even what they're showing is that they're putting people as their grandparents are from there, but their admixtures are showing. So how do we address those migrations of their
They
admixtures?
just lying. Yeah, they just lying. If they got 4 grandparents that's not from there, then they just took somebody's last name and claimed some shit.
No, but that DNA trace back ancient, man. They might
No, they got the grandparents. They know who the grandparents are. And if all 4 of them are from Germany or somewhere else, how can they be from that island? They just got an island name, claiming some shit they not. But if they got if one nigga in there under that wood pile, then they got a real claim.
Yeah, because all he was.
So I'm not denying that he may be mestizo, but he came in like, oh, we can tell by DNA, and I'm just showing you, you can't tell by DNA, sir. And surname is all well and dandy as far as it, but a lot of us share surnames now because of people migrating over and because of things like sex, families uniting, different things. Marriage gives you a particular surname. So it doesn't necessarily mean that your people can go that far back unless you have a tree where your people go as far back. So do you have a tree at all that you've created for your genealogy?
We even have a record. The police. You know how they got the police department record because we are the archive of the city. we have the whole entire record, but because it has to be enabled for us to be given that land. Go ahead.
Okay, with that record, when you say to be given that land, did you have to show any kind of genealogy for that?
I mean, me, I don't, right? My grandparents did, so it was named to them, and when they do passed on, it was passed on to us. That's what happened. But the record is on the city. Go ahead.
No. So I was just gonna say, as far as to your point, when you asked, can the people here trace themselves back? The answer is yes, and from the same way, we have these things that our grandparents have done to trace themselves back from their parents and their parents and their parents to know they're from the land, just like your grandparents did. So it's the same kind of process as far as proving when everybody has any kind of Aboriginal ancestry. They go through their grandparents, and their grandparents have done a lot of the research, have had a lot of the information passed down like yours. But I would say that I think it's powerful for you not to just go by what your grandparents said and you learn those people too, because I think it was a powerful moment for them to know their people's name. They were able to get the land back because they knew their people's name. So why not continue on with that legacy, but for you and your children, for you to know your actual people's name?
Absolutely. But here is now my question. Have you guys been to, in Nevada, they have the city called Moapa, and they have a Indian reservation down there where they have its own school. They have a home for every single one. They have um, basketball court, gym, and all of this thing. And you know what's crazy part about it? They getting a $1,200 per week allowance at the casino, and they have a free healthcare. And when they go to work, cause I have got a chance to work with one of them, they don't pay no tax. And it's strong. And how can they be able to trace and do that here in MOAPA, Nevada?
Well,
Go ahead.
it sounds a lot like welfare that you're comparing, and I think that's a little disrespectful because your grandparents, it doesn't sound like your grandparents were out to get a check and health care and be put at a specific place. It sounds like your grandparents wanted the land back and was able to prove as far as that they were the rightful owners of the land through their genealogy. And then that's why you're claiming land today. But you came over here and you're claiming the land that your grandparents did their genealogy to get, while you're telling us that we should go get welfare instead of claiming land. How does that make sense?
No. I said this is in Moapa, Moapa. This is actual Indian
Yeah,
reservation.
but we don't really care about that. We don't need welfare. Well, we're not really caring about welfare. We're caring about it known who we are as far as in who we come from. That's the importance, just like it was important to your grandparents. So we don't really want to compare to what someone's doing today. We want to compare to what your grandparents did.
I got you. Now, here is my final question. I appreciate you guys for answering my question. All right. Here's my final question. With all of these studies and connecting everything, are we gonna be able to publish this and put at least somehow push it to a school curriculum where our younger generation should be able to tap in and really have the understanding of how far we all have come? Go ahead.
Yes, that's why we do things like homeschool. That's why we take care of our own children. And yes, there is curriculum being developed in multiple sectors as far as for us to have this information be passed down to our children. So it's just about us taking back our agency to teach our own children and not have a different entity or foreigners teach them for us.
Yeah, because it can't be no curriculum for your genealogy. It's just something you got to be taught at home. There's no curriculum to teach you your history, basically.
I got you. All right. I appreciate you guys. Salute to the platform. I appreciate you guys.
Come on back.
Salute to you. And remember what I said. I think you definitely should know these people's names. It's gonna be a powerful thing when you do. It's powerful for your grandparents. So why would it not be powerful for you to know the actual tree your grandparents used to get the land? Hey, I believe him. He said it happened. I'm not gonna fight that. If he says that his grandparents got the land through their tree, I'm not gonna fight that.
Man, niggas been going to the Philippines, getting them Filipino women for hundreds of thousands of years.
I thought that's what I heard him say. He was from the Philippines, but I was curious whether he was Latino or Negrito. But I saw a photograph. I assume he's Negrito. Did he say he was Negrito?
Say from the man, that's that bullshit. That's what I was saying, man. Y'all
in the Philippines,
y'all go back to that bullshit.
In the Philippines, I see at least three distinct groups, and I was just wondering which group are he. In the Philippines, they have
AI. What did he call him? Superman? What did he call him?
ATI or AIT or something like that.
AIT, something like that. Yeah, ATI, something like that.
Oh, like ATA? Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't agree.
But yeah, they look. I was about to say they look just like the quote unquote Negritos. So I don't know.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of Spanish people over there, like Latino, and they're different from Negrito.
I think y'all have become the beast that y'all despise.
Cousin, I don't despise anything. So I
what you mean? Elaborate. What you mean?
I mean, every time y'all have a conversation, y'all pushing the narrative like a zealot.
Mm-hmm. That's why I wanted to talk to him
Instead
himself.
of just having a conversation, it start off as a battle. It's not a battle to me until somebody try to push something off on me, like tell me who I am and where I'm from, all that shit. Other than that, it just.
And he said ATI or Negrito, but I don't know what Tashawn's about to say. He might be trying to say what I was going to say, but at the end of the day, he didn't come out saying you're not these things, but he came out saying, "Have you guys proven that you're these things?" And then he used tools that his family didn't use. So it was just disingenuous in that form. Not that it's a bad person, not that we can't have this conversation, but when people are coming here to be like, "Oh, have you proved it?" The only way to prove it is DNA, and then they're saying they proved it through genealogy. That's disingenuous.
Exactly. That's why I got on his ass. That's why I got on his ass.
I'm not saying the way or whatever.
You know what? What's your name? Super.
You talking about the terms we use in Super? That's what you're saying?
Huh?
I said you talking about the terms like we steady using these quote unquote colonized terms. That's what you're saying?
No,
like Negrito. My bad.
No, I'm not saying that. So like when people coming up and they questioning, right? They asking questions, even if it's disingenuous, right? You still got a squad to stand on. That's it. You don't have to go into.
I agree with you, Super, on that.
Right.
Yeah, I ain't gonna argue that.
Right. Once you standing on your square, you can't be moved, no matter what they come with. So I'm saying
I ain't gonna argue with that. I ain't gonna disagree on that.
Break the conversation down and don't defend the narrative, right? Once you start defending the narrative, y'all just you become the beast that you despise because people push the narrative on trying to tell you who you are. Now you doing the same. You trying to tell that man who he is and what he ain't.
But my issue was though. Molly, you got some feedback, bro. My issue was though, he's a foreigner trying to tell us who we're not. That's always gonna be an issue. We can say stand on your square, all that shit. But if we was to go to his land, to his Filipino land, we can't go and do what he just did to us and get away with it. They don't care about none of that shit.
Right.
So it's
And
like,
that is the basis. I don't think anyone was trying to say, oh, this ain't who you are and you're lying or anything like that. It was the basis of, okay, we know the Philippines history. So based on the Philippines history, the only way to identify you is going to be through genealogy. You came in here to say that the Filipinos identified themselves through DNA. And then the more questions we ask, we see that they identified themselves through genealogies, which was where we started. So it's just the fact that we have all these disingenuous people that come running with this DNA narrative, like, oh, the only way to do it is through science and DNA. And then when you ask them 2 questions, we're going to get back to genealogy where we started. So why be disingenuous in the first place? You know, to prove this, you can only prove it through genealogy.
That's what I'm saying. No, see, do you know the Filipino history? Do you actually
Well, I'm
know
saying
it?
we know as far as migrations that are there, migrations of Asian, Chino type people, as well as the indigenous people that are there. At least 2 groups, but there's been other migrations that I'm not all the way privy to. But those
I'm
are 2
saying,
groups.
so all the information that you know about the migration panel, you actually know that to be true. You know,
Yes,
it's 100%.
Chinos definitely made it to the Philippines. That is true.
And you can take that to the bank.
Yep, I could take it to the bank, cash it, the check would clear.
You have become the beast that you despise. Because you can't prove it. You don't know the history of the Philippines. You know what they told you.
but that's he did the same thing though.
Reconstruction. And if it's part of the reconstruction, then it's part of the reconstruction.
But he did the same thing though, bro. But he hold on, Doshi, I got you right quick. He literally came up here and did the same thing and said we gotta trace ourselves through DNA. So why are we giving him a pass and we can't go to his homeland and do that's what I'm saying? Like what we doing, bro?
Giving them a pass. I'm saying you fighting a narrative with a narrative.
Absolutely. Why the fuck not?
It's a frivolous fight.
Bro, if you spit in my face, I'm not going to walk away.
The narrative? Wait, hold on, Tashawn. You're saying all history is just a narrative.
No, I'm saying if it's part of reconstruction, correct? It's part of reconstruction. It got some good shit in it, but it gotta be. How can it not be? When it was a global reconstruction, everybody in on it, remember?
Because we have the people, we have the mestizos, we have the people that show that this is a part of history. Now, maybe you can say, oh, I don't believe the Chinos got there in the time period or they were doing what they said to do or anything, things that you can question, but you can't question that Chinos made it to the Philippines. We can see the people.
You got it.
Yeah, I agree with some of what you say. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, Super, because I see how a lot of times people will come on a panel and the people on the panel will tell them all about their foreign location, all about their own foreign history, as though they actually know it, without saying, look, this is what they taught us in school about you guys. And then just say that, but that's not usually how it goes. It goes like, the person already knows what y'all doing, and because they learned it in school, that's the bottom line. And even if you experienced it and you lived it and you grew up in it and stuff, that don't mean you know it better than their education system.
Right. Hey, but they don't teach mestizos in education system. So Tayshawn and Doshi, let me get the mic. Y'all been up here for hours. I just got up here, Wally. Hold on. Tayshawn and Doshi, y'all did exactly what the fuck you supposed to do. Stop entertaining this nigga Super. He just throwing y'all off. How come when Aboriginals stand on business and get a fucking foreigner out of here, is always another so-called Aboriginal throwing y'all niggas off, telling y'all what y'all should be doing? Y'all did what the fuck you supposed to do. That nigga came up on bullshit and ain't have nothing himself, and y'all checked it. What the fuck is Super talking about? Stop entertaining Super. Tayshaun, you know what you doing. You did what you did. Dosey, you did what you was supposed to do. Stop entertaining Super. He just throwing y'all niggas the fuck off. The fuck?
That's all I'm saying, man. Like he came up here with the bullshit.
Listen, it was clear as day. I don't know what the fuck Super keep talking about. Y'all don't know his story. They don't teach that story. What y'all was talking about, they don't teach that in school. Y'all know exactly what the fuck we've been standing on, and y'all stood on it. Simple as that. It's not confusing, bro. What the fuck? That nigga's a fucking mestizo and didn't have nothing to show for it. We learned that. They didn't teach that in school, Wale or Super. Y'all need to shut the fuck up and stand on code. Y'all niggas always trying to
so
stand on business. How about that? We stood on code. How about that?
You call him a
Tayshaun that had back and forth, but he stood on business, so I'm standing on business with him. How about that?
Okay, so you call a guy mestizo.
I appreciate that, Wolf. I appreciate that, bro.
Real shit. Y'all niggas is on point.
Thank you, Wolf.
Yeah, y'all on point, man. Stay on point, man.
You call a guy mestizo, and the guy don't call himself a mestizo. He was saying something different, but because you have already made up your mind with your, like you say, you're standing on your prejudice, then whatever comes after that.
No, I didn't say that, old nigga. So you said, like I said, I didn't say that, stupid ass nigga. Fuck wrong with you. What you mean, like you said? Bitch, I said, hold on, old ass nigga. I didn't say that. So don't say like you said. I didn't say that, dumb ass nigga. You said that. Correct yourself, old nigga.
You said it.
See now, ass old ass nigga. Go take your.
Then I'll go on. Yeah, I understand.
Talking about something like you said. You think you slick, but you not. Exactly old. I didn't say that. I didn't say prejudice. Dumb that nigga. You said that.
You said.
I know what the fuck I said. I'm not old like you and dumb.
Okay, so you didn't have a prejudge.
Shut the fuck up. I said what I said. I'm not finna respond to you, nigga. I ain't got no answer for you. Oh, nigga, get back to what the fuck y'all was talking about. Tayshaun and Dosey. Good job, Tayshaun and Dosey.
I get you. You got no answer.
We listen in the chat. Keep standing on business. I'm not finna argue with this old ass C-now, nigga. Keep standing. I said what I said to say that point.
Definitely will not.
Keep doing what y'all doing. Good job, y'all. Fuck out of here.
Dosey, let me ask you a question.
Hey, niggas, when y'all know what y'all talking about, y'all know what the fuck y'all on.
Yeah, right.
Don't be back and forth with these niggas that want to argue. Fuck out of here. Y'all did what y'all supposed to do. Now get back to y'all build y'all was having. The fuck, nigga trying to tear y'all build down.
Right. Dosey, let me ask you a question. If a kid got 1/32 of nigga in them, they not nigga no more.
So if we playing this game then, Super, what's the point of us up here talking about we the original people? Why we cry about this shit?
I don't know.
We might as well don't have this conversation. If everybody, if a person got, if a person got a grain of fucking nigga in him and that makes him a fucking Aboriginal or American Indian, what the fuck is we crying about? Why do we even come up here and talk about
no Aboriginal narrative? I'm asking.
No, I said American Indian and indigenous American. Whatever you want, however you want to flip it, however you want to flip it. If you want to say a 1/32 person is an indigenous person, why the fuck are we having this conversation?
I never said that, bro.
You said that. You said it earlier. I heard you say it earlier. Yes, you did. You said it earlier, and I tried to get on you. Yes.
I said Aboriginal. I didn't say indigenous, brother. I said Aboriginal. They from the original. That's the point Smoke was making. If you from the original, what are you?
So they're Aboriginal?
Nigga, that's what the definition of the word means. You can't change the definition of the word, bro.
From the
what does indigenous mean?
Super, they're mixed.
Bro, that's why I was telling Cosmon it's a difference between Aboriginal and indigenous. They're not interchangeable. You can you read the difference? Hold on.
Go ahead.
One is more specific. It's just like native and Aboriginal. All Aboriginals are native, but not all natives are Aboriginal. Y'all gotta fucking go ahead. Y'all got it, bro.
No, I just want to ask, can you read? Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up because I can't. I'm on the phone.
Bro, I'm not for to go back to no elementary shit about no definition. That's what I'm saying. If you niggas can't read, that's not my problem.
Super, why you
that's your problem.
Or operating.
Why you can't just
all right, so
Why you gotta
indigenous, born or originating in a particular place, a native, born in. So I'm confused. I'm at this point. So we're indigenous and aboriginal is two separate things. Is what you're saying?
Nigga,
aboriginal is native.
bro, if you can't look in that book and see those two things are different, something wrong with your comprehension.
I'm looking at the definition of indigenous now and say native in the fucking definition.
Bro, go work that out between yourself. When you get to
Hey,
an
so what the fuck
understanding
you
of the
talking about? You just
definitions
said
of those words,
you don't know what the fuck you talking about then.
conversation, bro.
You just talking then, bro. You don't know what the fuck you talking about.
I'm not, nigga. You reading the definitions in the book and you confused.
No, nigga, I'm going off what you just said. You say aboriginal and indigenous.
I ain't
is
saying
different.
shit, nigga. Go by the book. It's in a book. These words have definitions. If you don't understand the definitions, nigga, that's your problem.
The meaning of your words. Ruler.
The same goddamn shit. What the fuck is you talking about? Native and indigenous is different from each other. Aboriginal and native is different from each other. Just because you're native don't mean you're indigenous to America. I'm a native of South Carolina. That means I was born in South Carolina. Like that's crazy. Like I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah. This shit get weirder every day.
You niggas can't read, and that's a shame.
Aborigine is a noun, a person, animal,
Bro,
or plant.
you
A person,
can't
animal, or
read,
plant.
and
Person,
that's
animal,
a
or plant.
shame.
A
You a
person, animal, or
grown-ass
plant.
man.
A person, animal, or plant. Is what
Nigga, you
aborigine means.
still arguing about a
Indigenous means is an
definition.
adjective.
They're clear.
No, yes, they're
If
clear,
you
and you're
can't
wrong about it.
understand them,
You're
bro, that's
wrong.
your
They're clear, and you're
comprehension.
wrong about it, though. That's the point.
How
They're
am I
clear,
wrong, nigga?
and
I'm
you're
going
wrong
by
about
the
it, nigga.
book.
You're wrong.
How?
Super.
What am I wrong about? What am I wrong?
Super. You just said native and aboriginal mean the same thing. They don't, bro.
Brother, if you not you can't read and you can't listen.
Go ahead. My
I
bad.
never
Super.
said
I
what you
might be.
just said,
My fault.
nigga.
My fault. Say it again, please.
All aboriginals are native, but all natives are not aboriginal. That's what I said.
You did say that. My fault.
So if you go to these books and look at these definitions and can't comprehend them, bro, that's your problem.
So, are all natives indigenous?
Brother, you going to a specificity. Indigenous, aboriginal, native, they all have their own definition.
No, Super, I'm asking you, like you said, I might be miscomprehending the shit. So now at this point, I want you to teach me, because I might really be miscomprehending the shit. I could be loud and wrong on this motherfucker.
Look. If you read indigenous, that means anything that comes from that place, that's where it's from. It don't come from nowhere else but there. It's indigenous to that place. Can't find it nowhere else.
Oh, you saying only from that place?
Only from that place. Aboriginal means you the first inhabitant before the colonizer.
That make a
Just read it. It's there, bro. I don't know what else to tell you. It's a fucking dictionary.
I see what you're saying now, because Aborigine does, indigenous does say born or originating in a particular place.
Right. I originate from this land. My people originate from this land. We ain't from nowhere else. I ain't got no European. I ain't got no African. I ain't got shit but Texas niggas. It's different from an Aboriginal.
But what I'm saying is,
Indian is a social construct. That's a label. That's an exotherm. somebody called the people that was already here. It applies.
So when they change Columbus Day to Indigenous People Day,
that mean the motherfuckers when all these foreigners showed up, them niggas they was looking at from that boat.
So the government is allowing the mestizos to claim to be indigenous.
Man, you going from political to actual. It don't matter what they do in the political. We talking about actual factual. Where are these people from?
It do matter politically because I mean this information is cool and all, but I want to use it. No, what I'm saying is I want to put this shit to use. What do I get out of claiming that I'm the original people? If I just get a YouTube guy,
bro, the only way that you can change your status in America is by your work, your knowledge, and your fucking ambition. That's it. You don't get shit for being an indigenous American. Nothing comes free.
So you saying the indigenous American, the niggas, right? We have to live 25 years on this earth. We got to build credit, this and that. Maybe get approved, right? For a building, a loan to get a building.
Right.
And all this. But look. But the foreigner could come here and within 6 months they got a business. Built no credit or nothing. Make that make sense, Super. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Put your people in position so they won't. Your grandpa should have handled his business. You'll have a leg up. Now you complaining because your grandpa, now you got to start where foreigners start. Pick up the pace, nigga.
Hold on.
So majority of our people, hold on. Foreigner can't come and outpace.
You're playing semantics. You're playing semantics now. So we gonna act like all around the goddamn. No. You wanna fucking play? I'm talking about in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm talking about in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm talking about Atlanta, Georgia. I'm talking about that damn Houston, Texas, El Paso, Texas. It's majority foreigners owning this shit. It's majority foreigners owning it. Why is that? Is what I'm asking. Why is that? Why is that?
Why is what?
Why does majority of foreigners own businesses in nigga neighborhoods, bro? Is it systematic, or is it because niggas' grandpa ain't did what they supposed to do?
Goddamn right, that's it.
Is it because niggas like MLK pushed our people to integrate?
Nigga, MLK ain't come through Texas. He better not brought his bitch ass back down here with that bullshit.
It don't matter him. He might have not have came through there, but y'all still integrated in Texas. And now most of the businesses is owned by pale skins and foreigners. That's the point I'm making. Like we ain't got to do all this extra shit, bro.
Bro, nigga, the answer to your question is niggas is lazy. They uneducated and they don't want to work.
Niggas
That's
lazy,
why they behind.
Damn. That's crazy.
And they don't want to participate in the fucking constitutional republic that they ancestors created.
Okay.
That's weird.
Okay. I don't think there's no way to reconcile y'all differences of opinion unless it can be proven that these foreigners' grandfathers implemented a plan to where they can be successful once they enter into the United States. Because that'll be a double standard otherwise.
That's all I'm saying.
What?
Well, I'm saying, if you're saying niggas, forebearers should have been more preventative than how we substantiating that the foreigners are coming over here getting these privileges when it can't be substantiated that their forebearers was doing something to make that possible.
All right, check it out. We can look at it right now today. Illegal motherfuckers come over here, buy houses, buy cars, and start businesses. Right? You just seen a Mexican come over here. Well, I've seen a Mexican come over here, don't know the language, take the bullshit jobs, build themselves up, put their kids in American schools, and they got houses, cars, and trucks. How?
Hold on. I'm with you on that, right? But you said niggas is lazy. That's wrong. Niggas don't work. The thing is, though, Super, niggas ain't coming. Hold on. Hold on.
Ask the question, Tayshaun, bro. Don't get on your soapbox. Come on, let's have a conversation.
I'm about to. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you though. I'm about to pass something in because you
You can't agree with a question, bro. You can just answer it. You can just answer the question.
What was the question?
How did they do it?
How did they do what?
Come over here as an illegal person, start a business, buy property, and put their children in school. How?
Well, for one, first, if they came here illegally, that means they were working under the table, which means they're getting money tax free. First start, right? So the point I was about to make is they stick together. That's why I was about to say you're right. That's why I say we're not lazy. It's just the fact we don't stick together. So that's what I'm trying to get to. You're right. Them niggas stick together, but we not lazy.
How they sticking together and they left a whole country with motherfuckers that look like them? How they sticking together?
Because they come here and stick together, bro. It don't matter what's going on in other countries. They got
a whole country full of motherfuckers that look like them.
And they hate those people. And they come here and stick together though. Once they get here, they stick together, right?
Oh man, that don't make sense, bro.
Look, man.
Super, how the fuck they get the businesses in? Super, what the fuck is you talking about?
Wait a minute. The crux of this argument is that why are foreigners being admired for doing something that they couldn't do at home? How are you admiring somebody that's doing something that they couldn't do at home? Now, what I'm saying is, if these people have all this capacity to do some shit that niggas can't, what has to be explained is why are they coming here instead of just doing it where the fuck they from?
Smoke, y'all making my point. Y'all making my point.
How?
Because these motherfuckers are coming to America, which is like a fertile garden. Planting seeds and they growing. Where they come from, the dirt ain't shit. They got some opportunity here. And the niggas that got the home field advantage can't plant seeds and outdo a foreigner that's here illegal.
I'm
not admiring what they did. I'm not admiring what they did. I'm not. That's not what I'm admiring. I'm admiring the grit in the hard work and the dedication.
It ain't hold on. It ain't about grit. No, it's not about grit. It's not about grit.
Come on, man.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man. It's not about grit. Niggas work their ass off. It's the thing, they mindset. We not coming together to make shit happen. So when you're saying we lazy, that's bullshit, nigga. Niggas ain't lazy. Niggas work all fucking day. Niggas working overtime right now. Niggas mamas work 60 hours a week to make sure they was fed and all that shit. What the fuck is you talking about niggas lazy? Now niggas mindsets. When niggas get this money, they go spend it on dumb shit. They entertain dumb shit. I agree with you on that. Because we not focused on businesses. We not focused on getting land and all that shit. I give you that. But to say niggas lazy and they talking about these foreigners coming here, they working hard. No the fuck they not. No the fuck they not.
All right. Tayshaun, let me ask you a question. Hold on. Tayshaun, let me ask you a question. You the baddest motherfucker. You the baddest motherfucker on the planet, right? And if you get up and go do 60, 70, 80 hours a week on the job, did you, before you got on that job, did you have the capacity to go and actually learn some shit about building industry? Or did you take the job? The fuck is this nigga talking?
What? Hold on.
Now I'm saying the laziness. The nigga, we got the capacity in our brain to build rockets and shit. And you talking about an 80-hour week. The nigga could have put the hard work, dedication to build a nation like your grandfathers did. You lazy.
So how is that lazy?
Taking a job and nigga, that's the easy shit to do. to work.
Give me an example, Super. Give me an example, Super, of a race that's not lazy like us. Name one.
Man, I'm not even talking. You're not even privy to this, nigga. You don't even have a GD.
Hold on, Super though. Rephrase your question. Nigga got college degrees, and he's saying that my race is lazy. So if my race is lazy, give me another race that's not as lazy as us.
Because
nigga, like, America is the best thing that ever happened on the planet, and it was built by niggas. Why y'all can't see that shit?
If we so lazy, who ain't lazy, bro? Tell me who ain't lazy. Who's better than us when it comes to being more work?
Nobody is better than us. We just not active enough.
Who's more active than us?
I think he's saying our mindset, bro. Niggas is active. Niggas they just.
Whose mindset when people get some money, they all spend it on the fucking business? I'm saying,
man, fuck some money, nigga. We talking about
you say,
nigga. Look at America. Go look around. Niggas built this shit.
Doing it better. Look at him just complaining like a little girl and can't even name another race that's better.
Yeah, I don't.
Y'all niggas don't like to do this. Well, name another race that ain't just like us.
Nigga, we developed the Republican form of government. That bro, you can't be no stupid motherfucker to do that.
Hey, Smooth, whoop from the back, I think.
Salute to the panel.
I'm saying we not putting out our full potential. That's what I'm saying. We're not.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying, bro. That's what I was saying. I was agreeing with you. We're not applying ourselves, but we're not lazy.
Hey, Sean, it's nothing to do with what you're saying, bro. It's all to do with the laws, man. Like, bro, beat him up with the laws. Like, bro, what about the sharecroppers, my nigga? What about the laws when we had all the farms? Well, why did we stop farming? You think we just said, okay, we're going to become lazy, my nigga? Come on,
right. That's what I'm saying.
Salute to y'all. I don't agree with that, that we not apply. I think it's niggas like Super that focus on the negative and then they preach that to other niggas. When we got hella positive, you got little kids inventing shit. You got grown niggas inventing shit. You got so-called black folks outdoing everybody in the academics, so in sports, everything, entertainment, business. I don't know what the fuck Super talking about, but I do know it's niggas like him that keep niggas back and confused, and all these Tyler Perry ass niggas that show you all the negative about your people. I don't know what the fuck Super on, but Root, you on point. Tayshaun, you on point, man. That's all I got to say.
Man, y'all can cry all y'all fucking want to.
You cry. Niggas ain't doing it. Niggas made everything. So you
goddamn right, nigga.
So you contradicting yourself, Goofy?
No, I'm not.
How niggas make everything, but they lazy?
I'm saying, well, why these niggas up here crying about some foreigners doing some shit?
Crying,
I don't never cry about no foreigner. Foreigner can't outwork me.
They're not crying about no foreigner.
No, nigga, I'm trying to kick these niggas in the ass. He asking why these foreigners get to come over here and do shit, nigga.
That's the point.
Why the fuck are you worried about that? You at home, you got the home court advantage.
We're worried because the foreigners are here, bro. What the fuck is we? I'm done. You got it, Wolf. Take it, Wolf, because that's crazy.
He's trying to kick y'all.
I mean, hey, y'all, if y'all can't box with a nigga and it's gonna lead to an argument, I can't knock y'all, but I'm gonna knock you out with this shit, bro. It don't even take an argument.
Root, I just gave you props, right? Listen to me. He just said he trying to kick y'all niggas in the ass. That's the point.
Okay, I want to kick him back in the ass. If he think he can do it, he can't do me like that because I'm smarter than him.
You can do that when I'm done. But let me say this. That's the point. You got niggas trying to kick niggas in the ass. Are y'all not hearing this shit? The fuck? When niggas is standing on principle, a nigga come and try to kick a nigga in the ass. Man, y'all niggas.
Who you standing on principle against? Who are you standing on principle against?
Son, you see, I don't even deal with the Goofy.
I know. You can't answer that question.
I'm kicking these niggas in the ass. Him and Wale, man, y'all niggas crazy dealing with these goofy ass niggas, man. Like I said, he busy trying to kick y'all in the ass, and y'all stood on business. That shit weird, man.
How in the fuck they standing on business?
Lazy, so I don't know
and they complaining about some foreigners.
You complaining about niggas? How about that?
Yeah, because niggas supposed to be the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah,
how are they complaining about a foreigner?
Ain't nobody complaining about
how? So this nigga say, why are these foreigners get to come over here and do this and do that?
Hey, let me ask you this.
Nigga, that's a complaint.
Let me ask you this. Who up here complaining about
yeah. Hey, I complain. Hey, hold on, Wolf. I complain because I'm asking How come a nigga gotta go 25 years, 30 years of his life, build credit to maybe get a loan, right, for a business? And then a foreigner could come here in 6 months they
Because,
get a
bro, you supposed to have your children on your credit right now, building it. You motherfuckers act like niggas ain't get lights in their kids' name. How do they get lights in their children's name and their children don't have credit?
Hey man, this nigga Nigerian or something, bro. Just like
Yeah,
they said, man, these motherfuckers be getting all of our taxpayer money.
Tell you something, am I tripping?
Bro.
How did parents get they fuck their credit up and get their lights on in their kids' name using their kids' social security card?
One person do that in our community, bro.
I'll let you get it after me. I'm done after this. I'll let you get it after me when I'm done. All I'm saying is, Super, I know people right now with great credit, bro. They've been working on their credit all their life. 700s, 800s. Because they're a nigga, they're still not gonna get those loans as quick as a foreigner, bro. That's the only question I'm asking, bro. Why does the original people of the land have to work double hard as the foreigners, bro? That's all I'm asking, bro. If we already built this land, bro, how does a foreigner, Super, how the fuck does a foreigner come here with zero credit and build up enough credit in 6 months to get a business, bro? That don't make sense, Super. Come on, bro. What we talking about,
Tayshaun.
Nah, Tayshaun.
Hold on, Tayshaun. Just answer this question, Tayshaun. How do parents get lights on in their children's name?
Argument with what this nigga's saying. It's easy to kill everything he's saying. They do not build their credit up. All the black people's taxpayer dollar because we the biggest purchasing power in America. That's how lazy we is. We're the biggest purchasing power. So when they cut our taxes out of that, they give it to the foreigners.
I know. I
give it to them. They don't have to build their credit up. They don't have to build their credit up.
I know. I was just like I don't know, man. I don't know if someone was trolling me just now, but I know he knew what I'm saying. I know y'all know what I'm saying. We see this shit in real time, yo. Like it just.
How about in the 1800s? How about in the 1800s? They succeeded our rivers back, and there became like 18 million acres of new land that came out, and they gave it to all the foreigners.
Man, Super Uncle Ruckus, man. That nigga is Uncle Ruckus. You niggas is lazy.
Nah, I know how to fight that nigga, bro. I ain't gonna
Tayshaun, can you please answer the question, please?
Yes, sir. Ask it again, because we got fell off.
How do niggas get lights and shit on in their children's name using their children's social security card if they ain't got credit?
Well, like I asked Super, man, you name one race of people that are better than us, though, bro. Because he like Tayshaun don't know how to defend this and shit. He's just gonna argue.
Hold on. Let me answer Super question, and I'll let you get it. I'm not against you, man. Super, you said, damn, ask it again. I forgot just that quick, bro.
How do niggas get lights and utility on in their children's name using their children's social security card if they don't have credit?
Because putting the lights in the children's name is building the children's credit. You don't need credit to get a cell phone. You don't need a credit to get lights. You don't need credit to get water. You need money to get water.
So once the parents don't pay the phone bill and the license shit get on, they go get it cut on in the kid's name. They gotta put their kid's social security number down. You know that, right? How is that possible?
You gotta start building credit from somewhere, ain't
it? Bro, how is that possible?
That's what I'm asking about the foreigners. How is it possible for them, bro? I'm asking. You're talking about lights compared to a business, bro.
You got it, bro. You got
Super. No. Hold on, Super. Don't you run. Don't you run. You're comparing lights. Your mama put your name in a light bill to a foreigner coming here and getting a business in 6 months, bro. That you're talking two totally different conversations right now. That's not even close, bro. Come on now, Super. Come on, bro.
Super already said he just trying to kick y'all niggas in the ass, man. I'm done.
That's crazy.
Nah, all I'm saying is y'all saying that these foreigners are coming over here getting loans and shit, right? They get a head start. Nigga,
Yeah, they get like
you
$2,000
was
to $3,000.
financially literate, instead of fucking the kids' Social Security card up on some bullshit, you can actually start building wealth before they become an adult.
Hey, so
Why
Super, let me
niggas
ask
ain't
you,
doing that?
so basically what you saying
Why
is real talk.
niggas ain't doing that? Please answer that question, Wolf.
Public utility items, you don't need credit to get them, but they only affect your credit if you don't pay them.
What?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That
That's
makes
a fact.
sense.
Nah, that's
Make
what I was
that
saying.
make
Like you don't need
sense.
credit. You don't need credit to get a cell phone. You don't need credit to get lights. But if you don't pay that shit, it will fuck with your credit. That's what I was saying.
Public
You don't need credit to
utility
get a cell phone.
items like light bill, water, gas, shit like that.
So if they gave you one before and you don't pay the bill and they won't give you no more, that's called credit, bro.
It's not based on
They
credit.
gave you something on credit. You didn't have to pay for it up front. They gave it to you and you pay it later.
No, you're paying as you go. Like you use.
Man, go on. That's the problem. You niggas ain't financially,
Use a light
bro.
bill.
Y'all not financially literate. That's the problem.
Super, this is what I'm saying though,
You
Super.
want to get your lights turned on. You don't require credit. You use a light for 30 days. You pay that at the end of the month. There's no credit obligation, no contract.
Man, why you niggas complaining about foreigners and you got the home
One of
field
my basic
advantage?
credit techniques. You can get
Why?
information.
How can a foreigner come here and outdo you? How?
I don't know about this argument. I was just talking about that credit shit y'all were talking about.
How can a foreigner come in your house and do better than you? That's ludicrous to me.
Why did the foreigner need to come here to be better than us? Why couldn't they do it in their homeland? If you really want to take it, though.
Nigga, because it's not sweet. This is America.
Wait, I
It's
think this
sweet
is a
over here.
ridiculous. But I think this is a ridiculous argument because we don't have to go that far back. We can just talk about the last administration. And if you're trying to argue with Tayshaun and Root that there was not money that was guaranteed to people like Venezuelans, like Ukraine, you're crazy. We can pull up the documents right now. We can pull up the politicians right now
Let's talk
talking
about
about the
it. Let's
funds that
talk
were
about it,
spent.
Dosey.
And
Let's talk
and
about
hold
it.
up. Let me say this last thing. And because these were sanctuary cities, these people didn't have credit. They didn't even have a social security card. They were illegal, undocumented aliens.
Okay. Now, how do you think that happened?
The government let them do
By
it,
law?
bro. That's the point I'm making. They're
Whoa,
allowed
the
to do it.
government, right?
No.
The
Super, you
government
said
that was created by Nick. Hold on. Let me talk to Dosey. The government that was created by niggas, and niggas are not participating in the shit that they created. Now they complaining about the shit going rogue because they didn't take their responsibility. If niggas would have participated.
Well, this is where we have to find about the history because what niggas are you talking about? What niggas are you
The
referring
niggas
to?
that created the Republican form of government.
And who are these niggas? Is what I'm asking.
These niggas on the stage complaining about the fucking foreigner. They ancestors.
No, wrong. These niggas.
Are you saying some foreigners came over here and created the constitutional
these niggas
republic?
related to Frank? These niggas related to Huguenots? Yes, we can talk about them. Do you want to talk
So
about
you
them?
saying some foreigners came, created the constitutional republic?
The Constitution is well, I won't call it a plagiarism. It is a rewriting of the Great Law of Peace, correct? So meaning that it's not the original Great Law of Peace. It's some other people that used.
I'm saying the form of government. I'm talking about the form of government
the form of government we have would be under that said constitution, no?
Yeah, but that form of government came from a group of people.
Yeah, the Constitution, the great law. I'll let y'all finish. My bad. I'll wait.
I'm talking about who wrote it, who came up with those ideas, how to conduct themselves.
Exactly. Is there a copy of this great law piece?
No, nigga. I'm talking about the people. Fuck the document. Fuck the paper. The people who use their brain to the Americans.
Because you're confused. Okay, you're saying they're Americans, but the Constitution is what made them Americans.
Man, forget the paper. The people came up with that. Damn the document. The people. That came from out of somebody's brain. The people that came out of their brain, they was Americans. Now these niggas ain't using their brain. And they complaining
that
about
was before there was American. So you're saying
damn all of that. I'm talking about the people on their land.
That's why I'm saying we need to figure out who these people are. You're saying they're American. They are the ones bringing forth American. America wouldn't exist at this time. So who are the people you're talking about?
No.
The Continental Congress?
Listen to
the Continental Congress, the 13 colonies? Is that the people?
Damn all that. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about the people. The people of this land should never complain because we at home. We built this shit. And it's not going the way we like it or the way these niggas that's complaining like it. They stop being American. They stop doing their tradition, which is running government,
how do you change it under
which is handling business.
Policy? If you don't like what legislators are doing, how do you change that?
Change the legislators.
Goddamn right. They representatives. They not rulers.
Well, what year these niggas just walked away from it all?
Man, I don't give a damn about no year, nigga. Get off your black ass and stop complaining. And change the shit.
Okay. Now you say change the legislators, and I can say as far as we've been going back and forth, even by the time the political parties came to exist between Republican and Democrat, normally what you'll see is a change of legislation from Republican to Democrat. Case in point, we came from a Democratic legislation last time we had the president, and now we're in a Republican. So we are changing the legislation, but to Sean's point, to Ruth's point, this thing where the foreigners are getting paid, even when they're undocumented, even when they're illegal, they do not have a social security card to build credit, has been money that has been forwarded to these aliens. So what do we need to do to change that law?
Politics are local. Even when you look at sanctuary cities, that's not a federal law. That's state and local government announcing that and putting that on the books. So you change the representatives in your respective state and your respective city to go against making these sanctuary cities and divvying up and making it accessible for all these foreigners. A lot of times we look at the federal laws and shit and try to predicate the shit to what's going on in our local areas. But a lot of the federal laws don't even necessarily even affect us more than these local laws. That's why I always say politics are local.
So are you saying that you would say that none of our ancestors have tried that? As far as voting and
because they let a lot of motherfuckers think for them. See, voting for a motherfucker because of skin color, that's the dumbest shit ever, and that's what has been happening for decades. You feel what I'm saying? And you got to start voting for people and shit that align with your viewpoints. Well, how you see shit supposed to be going. Just like, I don't know about y'all, Chicago, shit, our politics has been heavily indulged with our people and shit, but the biggest problem being is just niggas just been voting because it's a black person and shit, instead of really seeing where they align at it. Then when they get in there, they still align with the bullshit instead of motherfucker really vetting people and shit and getting somebody that in place. You know, we have aldermans in Chicago. We have aldermans for every ward. We have councilmen for every district, and then we send representatives down to the state as well too. So the first thing niggas need to do, the alderman, that's what community you from. So a lot of times when you start going into these wars, a lot of these people don't even be from them damn communities. They just buy a house over there to establish residence and then run for the seat. When it's motherfuckers that you know from the neighborhood, you know who the fuck is right in the mind and who is full of shit. You know, y'all need, you know, people need to be pushing that person for that alderman spot for the location, and then come together as far as the councilmen go for the district. But a lot of times that ain't what's been going on. That's why we got so much infighting right now in our city hall in Chicago, because lately you still got old motherfuckers, no disrespect to elder people, because shit, I'm 40, but it's my motherfuckers older than me. They have still been voting based on skin color and what the church say. You get what I'm saying? Whatever the news show, whatever, woo woo. But a lot of young people been coming out and we've been voting for motherfuckers that we actually know from the neighborhood. You feel what I'm saying? That's right. And they've been having a lot of infighting in our city hall with the old ring. You feel what I'm saying? And
yeah,
now it's time to get them the fuck out. Yeah. My bad.
I definitely agree with racial identity politics, and like
y'all think it's just this?
But no, that's what I'm about to go into. Wait, because I wanna talk about the people that do stand on business, because there are people on the back end that are taking different money or anything. So we have to think about even the corruption that people have tried to get certain people in based on what they say, but then they don't stand on what they say. And then on the opposite side, when there are people that aren't corrupt, don't we see them get murdered? Don't they end up dying mysteriously because they didn't vote a certain way or they didn't do what the conglomerate powers that be wanted them to do?
Well, you know, that's when we gotta also, it is, you know, when it comes to, you know, vetting and putting somebody in place, motherfuckers can't just vote. We gotta also put our money behind them as well too, so that they can't be manipulated by outside resources, because there ain't no resources coming in from the community. You get what I'm saying? And that's another problem, you know. And it ain't even like people got to be putting up 1,000 or nothing, whatever. But you know, just from where I'm from, Roseland. You feel what I'm saying? I'm in the Roseland community, that ward. You feel what I'm saying? If everybody that's of age to vote and shit just put up $20 motherfucking dollars and shit, that's enough money to make sure that it's resources there to where they can't be bought out, and then they go down there to the state and start fighting for the money that's supposed to be allocated to our community, but also making sure that they're doing the right thing with the money when it comes to our community. Like one thing that I learned about getting involved was that when we was growing up and we was seeing all these abandoned houses and buildings and shit, well, technically on the books, no landlord is supposed, or the owner cannot leave those properties like that, or they would get fined, and after so many fines, it'll be taken by eminent domain and then be put up for public auction. Which, in case, you know, the one white lady got almost $8 million fucking portfolio taken from her because it was some slumlord ass shit in recent, and that's only because of who motherfuckers put in place in that ward. But the thing is that a lot of times those people be having all these properties, like how that woman did, and they're donating to the alderman and the councilman, the alderman in that ward where their houses is at, and also the councilman where their district is at, to not be enforcing the law.
So what, we should be out donating them or just voting? Because I don't see
both.
How are we going to out donate them? Like even that $20 a person, which they say were 46 million. I don't believe it, but just on the basis of 46 million.
Well, we ain't got 46 million.
That would be like, you don't say we have 46 million here. You say there's more.
No, because you taking it back to the federal level, and I'm talking
in the streets donating.
All right, thanks for speaking for me, Haru, but that ain't what I'm saying. Look, you're taking it to the federal level. Now you're taking it as a collective, as a whole. And I'm talking about just strictly where you are from. Like when I'm talking about what's going on here, I don't know what's going on where you at. You get what I'm saying? I'm only speaking from a standpoint of where I'm standing at and shit like that. Like for instance, it's a lady that got put into the alderman in the Bronzeville district down where my daughter and them stay at. You feel me? They got allocated funds to do renovation and development project down in Bronzeville. But all the black business owners and shit was having a problem being able to get any of the contracts and shit because a major business got the contract. And a lot of times when those major businesses, land development companies and shit do get the contract, by law, written in the verbiage and shit, they have to subcontract out to 35% minority-based companies. But the thing was, they wouldn't let no niggas up in there. So motherfuckers went down there to her office and told her, she went down there and shut that shit down and told them not another dollar is going to be sent to y'all until the workers start representing how the community look. And in the matter of the next day, before you know it, you got black motherfuckers who do masonry was in there, dump trucks, backhoes, everything that you need to be doing this development renovation project and shit, because she went down there and shut that down once she found out that niggas was being blackballed up out of that contract. So that's what I mean by you got to have people in place and people who are also going to do right with the money that's being allocated, because every district and ward has money that's being allocated to it from City Hall. You get what I'm saying?
Right. And that's why
it's
trying
never
to wonder
nothing
how we stop the corruption even at the state level when they're collecting. I know not all of us have a job, but a lot of us do. So they're collecting things like Social Security from us where they have trillions of dollars to advocate. And then they're doing what they will with it when they're saying it's supposed to go to us, but they're just doing whatever the fuck they want with it.
So look, the state has a budget that it put in place for the physical year. And each city and town has a physical budget that it put in place for the physical year. That's going to be distributed. Like, you know, we can't really do towns because they're not that big, but we're going to say cities. When the budget is made for the physical year and voted on down at City Hall, every ward and every district, and then trickle down to every ward. You get what I'm saying? Has funds that's being allocated to it up out of that budget. The problem is when the money get the people in place is not doing shit for certain neighborhoods and shit with that money. You know, you get what I'm saying? They got backroom deals like you talking about, and you know, they got all these sideline things and who's who and gatekeeping and everything. So you need people in place that's not going to be a gatekeeper and is going to do the right thing with the money and shit. That's why I say it's best to vet and really get somebody there from that neighborhood, because they actually give a fuck about the community. They know everybody in the community. Everybody in the community know them. Now, you know who's a ain't shit motherfucker, and you know who's a genuine motherfucker. And that's the person you need to get behind. But also, as far as campaign donations and shit to get them out there to be able to have money to run a campaign, that's where the donations come at. The money I'm talking about is money that's going to come regardless. It comes from the federal government to the state, and then from the states to each individual city and town. And then based on how big the city is and shit, it get trickled down into each individual neighborhood through the office of the representative for that neighborhood. You get what I'm saying? But you also got people, like I was saying, the slumlord motherfuckers, they're donating to these people campaign to stop them from enforcing the law on the book by letting them houses sit there abandoned and boarding up, bringing the property value down and shit, when there's laws on the book that goes against that. So you need a motherfucker in there that's going to enforce the law on some shit like that. Hey, either fix this motherfucker up or you can sell it. But after we find you the second time, we're going to take it and put it up for public auction. And that happened. That happened like, I think like 2 years ago. Maybe even just a year ago, but at the most 2 years ago, this white lady that's not even from Chicago had all these houses in different neighborhoods and everything, and once certain people got into those positions, real good people, you feel what I'm saying? They came together and realized that this lady is one of the main reasons why the property value down running in certain parts of Inglewood, certain parts of Roseland, certain parts of West Pullman, Lawndale. You know, it was other neighborhoods as well that's predominantly our neighborhoods. And they took all that shit in eminent domain and shit, and it's being put up for public auction.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you gotta, you know, the lack of inactivity is the reason why a lot of this shit go on. A lot of times we're not even just paying attention. Like we seeing the bullshit, we talk about the bullshit, but we missing the key point that the bullshit is being allowed because of inactivity on our behalf. And you got motherfuckers winning these seats that only got 200 votes, even though the damn neighborhood probably got 10, 15,000 people. But then nobody come out and vote but those 200 old people. And they voted because they was black. Or they voted because this white motherfucker was smooth as hell and came to the church and shit. So, you know, we can complain all day, but if we're not going to get active.
Played on the emotion.
I mean, real shit. Logic. Yeah, real talk. Because, like, I mean, I was always told just straight up, like, if you ain't going to get active, no matter what the situation is, whether it's this shit or even just some other shit, if you're not going to do nothing about it, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear you complaining all the fucking time, but you ain't actively pursuing the shit that you against type shit. And they don't even necessarily gotta be vote. It could be shit like, oh, I don't like where my career is at right now. I don't like where my life at right now. And people just complain, but they don't get active to change the situation. And when it comes to this political shit, we're only active on the federal level, and we vote color line on the local level, which is the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah, I definitely understand. I think it's just I just don't believe in the process as much, just because I think they're a criminal organization. So I think a lot of people try. I can say an example. I mean, like, they had us all out for Beto in Texas. We were all like, "Oh yeah, this is the time we're gonna get Beto in," or anything. And it's just, well,
that's like, a Hispanic person.
Yeah, well, kind of. He was white Hispanic, but he's supposed to take for Cruz and stuff. And what he stood for was supposed to be closer to like Green Party aspects to it, which right. That Green Party is like the outside of both the Democrats.
Let me ask you a question.
Right.
Do you think just because a person got your same skin tone that they gonna do what's best for you?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I have I guess I'm just cynical about the government at all having it.
Anyway. Can you tell me more about the Beto person?
Yeah, so he had more of the Green Party aspects to him. A lot of youth and young people were getting out. People were like, oh yeah, we just need to get as much people out to vote for him. And a lot of people voted for him, but still at the end of the day, the same old, like they said they got.
But why did y'all vote for him?
Hold on.
What about him?
Go ahead. I appreciate it. Salute to my cousin down in Texas, man. What's up, man? Hold on. I want to hear more about this Beto real quick.
That's what I was asking. Like, what was his platform? What was he running on? What was his agenda?
She said the Green Party.
It was like Green Party.
More specific.
So he was like going for the whole clean up different things, where the money was going to be advocated to when it comes to the different foreign organizations and stuff like that with the police. And he was just advocating on that we could do things as far as updating them, do them differently. The Green Party kind of goes into the fact of what kind of guns should even police officers have? Should they have military grade weapons? Different things as far as gun control rights that he was going into.
So let me ask you this. Did he come down to the neighborhood and people knew him from that area? And that's why y'all got behind him? Or was he blasted on TV in a certain speaker that a lot of people listen to start promoting them for y'all to go vote for them?
I think it's more the latter, but I think it was a little bit of both, of course, of him coming out, but it's like the normal politics run of being with the schools.
He was running for a local position, right?
He was on the local position in El Paso. This is when he was trying to go as far as into the state.
Okay, so let me ask you something. He's from El Paso local position. Was he what? He was like a councilman,
Councilman.
a councilman. You know what district he was a councilman? Like what are you familiar with the area that he was chosen to represent as far as that councilman position? Do you know that area?
No, I don't know that area. No, not in El Paso.
Okay, so and then you got to look at the area where these people coming from. Like, how is their neighborhood being run? You feel what I'm saying?
Right, that works against them as far as coming into the position, like how the neighborhood is.
Of course, you know one thing about like, and you know I'm gonna take it somewhere I know Rude Word's gonna really like when people used to try, like when I used to grow, right, and people used to try to sell me clones or even seeds. The one thing I always ask them is I need to see a finished product from those clones or those seeds. Because you could give me the name of what strain it is and everything, and I might know the strain and everything, but I need to know the genetics behind the strain that you got. So the first thing I want to see is a finished product, and if they can't show me a finished product with it, where I can actually test the fuck out before I invest all this money in these clones or these seeds, or even invest my time in growing this shit, I'm not even gonna fuck with it if I can't see a track record on it. Because usually when a person find a good strain, they continuously grow that. They never stop growing that. They might try some other new shit, and if they find a hit up out of that, they gonna add that into the repertoire as well. But you know, you gotta check people track records and a finished product before they can even move on to the next, because you know, here it is, you know, this they trying to promote him running for a state position. But shit, how's the neighborhoods in the districts that he's a representative for? And if they shitty, why the fuck I want to send this motherfucker downstate?
That definitely makes sense. And I can say I don't think that people think of it that way when they are voting, you know, to your point right now.
Yeah.
And even getting down to the local level or anything and seeing what they've changed. I think a lot of us are pretty cynical about it. Just even if we get out there, is it going to change anything?
Right. You feel what I'm saying? Because think about it, right? Mostly all niggas, I'm willing to say 80% of all niggas in America support ICE running in these places and snatching these illegal immigrants up and sending them back to where it came from, right? But the people that are pushing against them doing a job, you feel what I'm saying, is a bunch of Hispanics and niggas. How do 80% of niggas agree with it, but you got 80% of black politicians fighting tooth and nail against it?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So, like, yeah. Like, our mayor ain't finna be in office next year at all. Matter of fact, I think when he get out of office, he might want to leave the city, because once he ain't got that position, somebody liable to walk up and slap the dog shit out of him. Just keep it a buck with the shit that he did. You feel what I'm saying? Especially like when they closed, you know, Barack Obama, right-hand man, closed down a lot of schools in Chicago. Oh, we ain't got no money for these. And a lot of people always talking, like, that's another reason why we got a lot of violence problem in Chicago as well, too, among the youth. You know, I know this sounds fucked up to say, but there are known lines that split up certain neighborhoods, even in the same neighborhood, where these motherfuckers from here don't go on that side over there. You get what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no line in the sand, but niggas know that line. You feel what I'm saying? They tore down all them schools and start missing different sides into the same school, or this side now got to go to their school, or this side got to go to their school. They probably shut both of their shit down and then sent them to a whole nother school with a whole nother side, and then wonder how the violence happened. But then they had money to clean these motherfucking old schools up and let these people up in here. This what this nigga did. Even though everybody in Chicago, especially all the black folks, was against it. They weren't fucking with that shit. Even the Chinese was against it. Shit, it was a lot of Mexicans was against it because the Mexicans knew that they got people that's been over here illegal for a long time, and that was shedding the spotlight on illegal immigrants, and they knew that they was gonna get caught up in the wrath when the hammer do come down, which you see going on right now. But this nigga still did it.
I know you probably don't quite remember, depending on how long it is. I know a lot of these politicians have been in this office for like 30 plus years and stuff like that. But when you remember when they were campaigning or anything, was there anything in particular that made, I'm saying of the black people, was there any particular black politicians that were saying certain things that they were able to appeal to the people?
Yeah, I mean, this is his first term in office. You know, Lori Lightfoot was in there first. It was a lot of crazy shit going on with her as well, too, in them K&G suits and shit. You feel what I'm saying? But this is his first term in office. You know, he worked at the Chicago Board of Education. He allegedly had a good track record with fighting for certain schools that got kept open and shit like that, and innovation into the school system for the kids. He was running on that. Lowering taxes, you know, also calling out what Lori Lightfoot did when she sold the rights to our parking meters and shit to Dubai. You feel, for that little ass amount of money. So, you know, that's what he was running on, but the whole script flipped once Biden bought all those things, all those illegals over. But the main reason why I flipped is because a lot of people don't know Biden promised a lot of them federal funds to be allocated to them to pay for that shit. And then when they got there, the money wasn't coming in fast enough. So they was using state and local funds to fund that shit on the premise that they knew they was gonna get it back from the federal government, and they never did. Our deficit was $1 billion, and 600 million of that shit was on migrant situation, on immigrant situation.
So, and I agree wholeheartedly.
Niggas not participating.
Right now, that's why there's this Republican push, and where a lot of us are voting Republican that have ever voted Republican before, you know, because of all what you're speaking of. But how will we know when these Republicans are even gonna do, I guess, the so-called
because
right?
you putting it in their hands. The power is in the people's hands. You don't put nothing in their hand and don't expect them to do nothing. You think you just for the vote for them, and then they for to go off and just know exactly what you want. You gotta pick somebody, and whenever they doing shit, they gotta be in your best interest because they're your representative. They represent you in any capacity. So if you're a non-participant, then you're being represented.
Yeah, regardless.
These people work for you. They're public servants.
I guess the fire to their feet. Like, do we need paperwork, and then we can sue them if they don't follow the paperwork that they agreed to? Like, what do we need to do? The only thing you could do is
only thing you could do is when the next voting time come, actually have somebody ready to be in a place, or you could go around and sign a petition to get a recall on them and get them the fuck out then. But then it's about who's going to replace them. Right. So a lot of times
you recalling people. Go ahead, Truth.
You good. My bad, cuz.
Nah, you never come up here, bro. We like to hear you talk. Go ahead, bro. You like making a real life and shit.
You funny as hell.
Hey, Super, I thought you were going to say something with that representative and participation. and like that, because when you participate, they are your representative. But when you do not participate, then they are your leader, and that's how you get people doing a lot of stuff you don't.
There you go. Okay. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it don't take nothing. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's either 250 or 500 signatures to get put on the voter roll for Alderman. You ain't even gotta have a fucking
and that's what I'm saying. Niggas need to understand. Niggas need to understand the operations of government. They think these people up there and they supposed to know what to do and just look out for their best shit. No, that's backwards. The power's in the people. That's what Republican form of government is. We don't have leaders. We don't have rulers. The power's with the people, and when the people don't participate, it's their fault. Everything that happens in America is their fault. Go ahead, True.
And the crazy part about it, even with the police situation, the biggest problem is that you got a lot of motherfuckers that's not from those neighborhoods representing them lawfully in the police force, when you know it need to be pushed for motherfuckers from those neighborhoods to, especially amongst the children getting at the age of like 16, 17, and 18, to go into that field so that we can have somebody that can understand the situation and the neighborhood to come patrol it. Just point blank period.
You can say something about that, which you just mentioned. You say the people that are doing it, they're not from the neighborhood. A lot of times they're not even from this country. I ran into one or two, I'm not sure, but I know I ran into one Ukrainian, and he had been in the U.S. for about 8 months, and he was already a policeman, and he ain't even from this country.
Man, the worst be them Dominicans and them Africans. They don't like us. And they gave them niggas a badge and a gun. No, I'm agreeing with you, Wale. My bad. I was just agreeing.
I don't have any experience with the people that you mentioned. I only have the experience with the people that I mentioned. So I don't know about the words.
Say true.
What's up, Empress? Hey,
peace to the panel. Peace to the panel. I went to jail twice, and guess who the two people who took me to jail was?
Some foreigners.
Guess so.
Africans, because you in Texas.
Hell yeah. Motherfucking Nigerian, and the one from Houston was Nigerian, and the one from San Antonio was I think he was Haitian. He had been here for a year. And matter of fact, it was his first day on the job when he took me to jail.
That's crazy. Like, look, you Empress, you ever see like those videos they be showing in New York where the police be just mobbing through there, pushing niggas, hemming them up, talking to them crazy and shit and all that? You ever seen those videos out in New York? A lot of those cops be Dominicans and motherfucking Haitians and all type of foreign ass motherfuckers and shit that come from places where they police really get down like that and don't even really understand the rules of the law. They get that badge and that gun and just think they above the fucking law, when in the Constitution it says that you have the right to defend yourself even against the police, against the unjust law, even with physical force if you have to. You feel what I'm saying?
Force.
Yeah, you shit.
Physical force. You ain't gonna make it through that shit.
I mean, make up a reason to shoot you seen that nigga that killed that shot them 3 cops in New York and got away with it back in the day? Well, I forgot the nigga name, but yeah, they tried to kill him and shit. They came up in his sister crib. He shot all 3 of their ass, almost killed their ass. He got away with it because it was unjust law.
I seen an episode when they had threw a grenade up in the house on a little girl. She was asleep on the couch.
I remember that shit.
Shit crazy out here. But I just came up here because I heard y'all say, one of y'all say something about you vote them in and it's the people's fault or whatever. They don't know who they voting for or some to that effect. Well, San Antonio had a mayor named Mayor Ivy Taylor. She was our first black mayor of San Antonio in 1999. She came here in 1999. She worked with affordable housing, HUD, and all that. And then when she finished that, she went into campaigning to be our mayor, and she went to every church. You would think that the people at the church would trust someone, not only because they Democrats, but or that she came in a church, but the fact that she's worked in urban development. You
Right.
know what I mean? So she should know the social problems which she is in that field for. So it's no surprise about crime rates and all that. Like Truth was saying that you know what I mean, the cops be foreigners or whatever, but to me, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I think it's all a conglomerate of corporate planning and blue crimes. You know what I mean? The people crying their soul out when they getting their family members took out by people with authority that's not from this land for no reason, whether it's an accident or whether it's them judging us based off the situation. Because a lot of the crime that go on now is these last foreigners that Biden brought in and Kamala or whatever. The Democrats voted for them. You know what I mean? Who are the Democrats? Our people, right? And then it's so desperate out here now. All different types of religion be in my neighborhood. Foreigners with backpacks be walking through my neighborhood. Like, we gotta literally wake our people up. I know it's impossible, because they under a spell or whatever, but it's not just in-house dangerous. In our people neighborhood or whatever, with these foreigners invading or whatever. Like, I remember when they first came here, I got back to San Antonio like 2-3 years ago. I seen a foreigner in an orange jumpsuit by Walmart, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we literally got zombies in our neighborhood. You know what I mean? Everybody's not fortunate to just change their circumstances or the way they live. The East Side always been our people, but now it's full of El Salvadorians and all kind of foreigners policing our neighborhoods. You know what I mean? And people seem to ignore that fact, but they want us to vote.
Yeah.
What exactly are we voting for?
You know what's crazy though, Empress, is that
what's wrong with El Salvador?
I think like 60% of the Black
It be
Caucus
10
is
of them
foreigners.
to one bedroom apartment. 10 of them El Salvadorians. They drive about 5 cars in the parking lot in white vans with no labels, all kind of shit.
Yeah, but they come to get a piece of the American dream.
Exactly.
At your expense.
Exactly, but that's why it's saying like we don't have a lot of control, over it, what's happening. And I definitely think we need to get on the local level. But to your point, Nami, that's what I'm asking. Who are the alternative points or choices to this shit? Because a lot of times, like I said, it seems just like a criminal organization, just like the police. They say that there are police force. They say that they work for us, but there's so much that's just out of our control.
You the alternative.
Organization.
The thing is that these conversations gotta stop happening. These conversations gotta stop happening online and start being taken back to the communities.
But but the behavior was brought to like starting online with them first. You
Right.
know what I mean? We can't just ignore the fact that they haven't been putting out propaganda and programming us for these days. Did you know that Cops was illegal to put on TV and they made us watch that? Well, they didn't make us watch it, but for the fact for it being illegal. Or y'all putting Court TV, Jerry Springer, Ricky Lake, like, do people forget about that? And I know it's up to the household whether you control what's coming in and out, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere. They're forcing us to assimilate to a culture that don't feel like home no more. I bet you everybody then probably lost their grandma or their great grandma by now. I lost a great auntie. My grandma got one sister left. She had 7 sisters. And she went to a carpool in 2020 to go get that shit, trusting these people. You know what I mean? They scaring her to death. You know what I mean? So she went and got that jab, and that I got one more great auntie. I better make it over there and talk to her, because like, if y'all can't see it's death by injection and people not being able to wake up. It's not that they don't want to do a wake up or they lazy. It's because who thinks it's over? It takes overnight to heal from being lied to, lying to yourself, taking on other people. You know what I mean? They made us a different type of people than what I see in history, especially niggas getting up here not having no sympathy and trapping that thought in their mind that people just want to go through this bullshit. If they want to, I truly believe if my people really want to go through this shit, they wouldn't have turned to Jesus. You know what I mean? They might not have the right ideology, but it's deeper than the ideology. It's about a spell. It's about curses, sacred knowledge, hidden, all that shit. When I used to talk about this shit that was happening today, 5 years ago, people thought I was crazy. Like, y'all don't see that these people are programming y'all. Y'all gonna keep doing the same shit, voting for the same system. And I ain't saying go against the system, but at least tell my people you lied to them so they can study the law and they can have some type of connection to. They've been beating, slaving us. Like, that's some psychological fuck shit.
That's a fact. I mean, the thing is, these conversations got to start happening in the neighborhoods. And, you know, man, we got to start encouraging not only the youth, but even motherfuckers, you know, that's not youth no more, but still got youth amongst them, to really take the community more serious and shit about its well-being and get them in a position. You get what I'm saying? It's about a vetting process. You know, the problem is that, you know, what's really going on is you got a bunch of old niggas that don't want to hang it up. But anytime when we look in the past and when motherfuckers actually had power and movement and shit, all them niggas was young. And it was always the old niggas that was hating this shit. So we, you know, we gotta change the narrative. You feel what I'm saying? What else? So what's going on, Jay?
You saying this complaint about what they did and all that shit, take this to the neighborhood?
No,
you just gonna run into some old niggas complaining.
No, I'm not talking about that part, G. I'm talking about.
Be specific. Talk to me.
I'm talking about getting these people. I'm talking about getting motherfuckers' mindset of being active. You get what I'm saying? To take control of the situation so that motherfuckers can start getting some remedy for the shit that they complaining about. But if all the motherfucker doing is complaining and ain't active and not being proactive amongst not only the individuals of their age group, but the youth to get their mindset on that level and shit, then ain't shit gonna be done. So
there's a whole bunch of niggas sitting around complaining.
There you go. You feel what I'm saying?
No,
and I hate to say it like that. I know that's the
problem. Enough niggas ain't complaining. That's the problem. That's the problem. How about we do a silent march where nobody say nothing? Don't spend $1. Try something different. Try that step. Why you gotta go to the lower part of it? Ain't nobody complaining. I'm telling you
what I say too, Nami. Like, go and really
let me ask you a question.
What they want. They want us as workers. They want our money. If we just galvanize for just a week, that I think there could be change. But Nami, I want to say you said something powerful to me as far as bringing back cops. Because if you think about it, I think you're younger, but cops came out when we were young. And now, like, imagine our parents having to watch as many people that we've had to watch be murdered, like, live, be beaten. The Sandra Bland stuff, that's like unheard of really for our parents' time. They desensitize us.
Yeah, but them niggas was lazy and uneducated though, so they don't count. Go ahead, y'all guys.
Well, I'm just saying, as far as the way we have to watch.
Nami, I got a question, Nami.
We had to see it like as often as we do. They just.
Nami, I got a question. What problem have you ever solved with complaints.
I believe every problem ain't a complaint.
Listen to the question.
Every
What
lawsuit
problem
starts with
have
a
you
complaint.
ever solved with a complaint?
Every lawsuit starts with a complaint.
No, it don't, nigga.
File a complaint before you file a suit.
Isn't every
You gonna act with every lawsuit starts with an infraction,
exactly.
which leads to the complaint. But go ahead, y'all.
Okay, I get that.
I think I see Super. I agree. I agree with a lot of that stuff Super is saying. I think that perspective is nice because a complaint means you're subservient. And when you like, even if you go in a, you know,
I mean, you ain't got no power.
Right, you ain't got no power.
You gotta tell somebody and then let them solve your problem.
I figured that was your perspective, Super. Right, me and you on the same thing on that perspective. You're right about that.
That's why I'm saying that American spirit.
Listen, when a
I don't think there's no complaining that.
A person hits you in the face and you go to complaining, they are subject to hit you in the face tomorrow.
No, that's not Mel though. Let's just say that.
And a person hit you in the face.
Now, I'm talking about problem solving because you saying that there is a problem. Now, how we solve it? If there's a problem, there's a solution.
I got the solution.
And I don't know if there's no.
I
don't think that in that solution.
Problem is.
I got the solution.
The problem is somebody's
Come on, one at a time, y'all. I'm gonna mute up. I'm finna mute up. One at a time, y'all. Let's talk.
I got the remedy.
Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem.
That's the answer to that. Thank you so much, Smoke. That's why I like you and come to your station whenever I see you on. The problem is there is no problem.
See how easily we saw that? Now we can move on.
Hey.
It's definitely a motherfucking problem because
shit, we got a nigga complaining. Come on, what's the problem?
Every month you can walk to a random nigga right now and just bring up some shit, and I guarantee you, nigga, they gonna have the same. They gonna feel where you coming from and add something else to the motherfucking subject. But the real problem is the lack of inactivity and thinking that motherfuckers is gonna think like how you think. You feel what I'm saying? And we've been kicking the can down the road, giving our solutions to come from other motherfuckers, but from the very same motherfucker we claim don't even like us. And then the biggest problem is motherfuckers just gave the fuck up. Like, oh man, I don't participate in that shit, like it still ain't gonna affect them. Just cause you walked away from the Monopoly board and shit, they still rolling your dice. They still moving your little hat, horse, or car, or whatever little motherfucking piece you got. Nigga, you landed on Boardwalk, but since you walked away, you didn't even know it, and they rolled your dice again super quick and got you on fucking Baltic Avenue and shit, and then came and bought Boardwalk, and you ain't even get your $200 when you pass go. Like,
hey, can we not talk about life being a gamble right now?
It is though.
And then wherever you land, you gotta pay rent.
Mine on
Talk
the
about it.
screen when you get a chance, because this ain't about. We all know we got to do what we got to do. We're all doing what we got to do to make it every day or anything. Yes. But that you guys are kind of saying it, kind of like to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I wanted to talk about this eminent domain case that the judge just ruled against. That the people, like you're saying, Superman, the people went out to fight against Georgia and saying that this doesn't even qualify for eminent domain because it's not for public use, it's for private use. And they're saying in the future, it can be a benefit to the public with jobs. And they're still fighting for their land. They're still fighting that this railroad company is not able to just come in and take their land from them. That's not something that we can just say, oh, it's that life is fair, but they're not willing to fight. These people are fighting, and they're still coming.
Right. That's what it is. They fighting, right?
Yeah, whoever them people is, they just need to occupy their time by getting some jobs.
No, they need more people.
No, I'm saying if they fighting, no, true. I mean, no. They're fighting, right? That's what all niggas need to do. That's what all niggas need to do. You gotta fight. Y'all act like y'all not for that have no oppositions. When a fight comes, you gotta step up and fight. If you don't, they gonna take your shit. You gotta fight. If you're not willing to fight, you saying that nobody should wait, hold on. Let me understand this. Y'all think nobody should just infringe on you and try to do some bullshit to you?
No, they shouldn't. I mean, they shouldn't just infringe on you.
Right,
Just
but
like
if
you
they do,
shouldn't
then
just
what?
infringe, just like you shouldn't just infringe on anybody else. Now,
Right,
I'm not saying
and
it
if they
ain't
do
all
what?
fair. I'm not saying it ain't all fair in love and war. But once somebody infringe on you, and once somebody
It's a war.
do infringe on you, and it already some type of preventative measures to combat that, or is everybody just making it up on their own? What's going on, bro?
I
No, I'm
think
saying a
people
fight
are.
is a fight.
That's my point. That people are doing that. It ain't no people be on some lazy shit or anything. I understand not enough people to Truth's point go and work on a local level. But even when people are doing that, it's not coming out at the right manner. So the fight continues and the fight is on and on. So to act like just people are just not fighting it all and just letting it happen, that's not happening. That's not happening anywhere.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, that people ain't fighting. I think the biggest problem is that our people, especially like situations like what you're speaking about, they're being picked off one by one, catching them by themselves. They by themselves in this. Ain't no motherfucker down there. Ain't none of them so-called black groups coming to help. Woo woo. It's just a bunch of motherfuckers online talking, but ain't no boots on the motherfucking ground. And the saddest part about it is that people from out of that state and people from not from the town where it's happening should come in after the fact. They're not having enough support right where the fuck they from the city they from where it's happening at, and the damn state. Everybody outside of that should be coming after the fact to motherfucking add more support to the support that's supposed to already be there, but it ain't no support other than online talking points. And the people and the motherfuckers that's doing all the fringing, they already understood that these niggas gonna talk a good game, but they would never ever really unite behind no shit for real, for real. They might do a little marching, cool, ain't shit gonna shake. You feel what I'm saying? And the saddest part, it be the motherfuckers that do the least be right from where the fuck is happening at. That's a problem. I would never ever say it ain't people out here fighting. I'm just saying the things that matter the most that really would help the fight is the lack of inactivity on other spectrums that would stop those type of things from happening. But it ain't happening.
I know I was out and about, and the people who the thing was happening in their environment, and they did not know, because people online were not talking about it, and so they didn't know about it. And they were like, "Why they didn't sell us online? We be online all the time. Somebody should have been talking about it." No, nobody was online talking about it. So sometime online talking about it is a matter of spreading information and news, and a lot of people didn't even know in their hometown the thing was happening because they just didn't know. It's not
Why
spread.
do a nigga from out of town gotta come online to tell niggas in that town what's going on in their town? That's right. That's proving my point on the case of inactivity, because these niggas were active, they would already know what the fuck is going on. I'm pretty sure that them people have been down to City Hall, to the City Hall meetings, speaking about it. If them niggas was there, they would have known about it. They not finna put it on the news. The news is ran by, man, that shit is dictated and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why
That's
we
what I'm
take an
saying,
out of
Dosey.
towner to talk
Oh, go
about it
ahead.
for a nigga in the town to know about it? Like that's
Well,
crazy. Even if they did know about it, they still ain't finna get out and do shit. I hate to say it
What,
like
what,
that, but
what,
but we got so many examples of it. So I gotta start taking shit for face value.
right. That's what I'm saying, Truth. The city, right? They fighting the city. Correct, Dosey? The city is trying to sell off the
Yeah,
land
the
to the
city
railroad
founders.
company.
Yeah,
Right. So
exactly. To
this
the
this is
railroad
what I'm
company.
saying. If the niggas had somebody in the city looking out for their interests and representing them, this wouldn't even be a problem. Cause when they knocked on the door, they were like, "Hold on, let me check with boss man. Boss man, you with this? Nah, we're not with that. All right, fuck off." But they got motherfuckers up there that's willing to take the money because they not really representing the people. They're up there pushing their own uprise. They doing this as a career so they can move up, get much out of the game as they can. Because the people went to sleep at the wheel. They looking at this nigga, oh, that's a nigga, he gonna look out for us. Nah, we need to check your resume. We're gonna check on you every month because we coming down to the city council meeting. And we
You ain't
telling
even
you our
back in the
third.
day. I'm saying back in the day, we didn't even go to the city council meeting. We saw the niggas at church. We saw them down at the bar. We saw
Thank
them
you.
over at the supermarket. We saw them around town. We knew people.
But niggas don't go to church no more. Niggas don't believe
They
in
go to
God.
the
No, and like
supermarket.
Niggas
Do they
don't
go to
believe
the
in God
they're not
supermarket?
because
from
Do
here.
they go to the
I said
supermarket?
that
Do they
shit the other
believe in food?
I just said that shit the other day.
But they're not from the places. They're not from the neighborhoods. They don't go to those supermarkets. You're not gonna go to
They're
the
not
supermarkets they go
representing
to
the people
unless
of
you
those
go up to
Well,
neighborhoods.
then
Hills or
how did they get in
Ridge
office,
Country.
Dosey? If they not from them places, how did they get in office?
Yeah, I agree with y'all on that. They're voted in by
Oh
Because
yeah,
200
and
and
that's
people
the
voted for
lady,
them.
look,
Okay, then cool.
the lady Ivy Taylor that became mayor in San Antonio. She was born in Brooklyn, but she moved to Queens and then she came here, and now she in Mississippi going to college or whatever. But when she was mayor, we had more deaths than a little bit. You know what I mean? It wasn't the OGs. It was young people still. So the fact that they don't go to church now, I don't know what that has to do with um us being targeted as criminals because of them knowing that they not from that land that we've always had. Because if you do, I did the history on San Antonio, and these same families, these same people getting, you know what I mean? To me, it's like it's organized crime, and I'm gonna keep on saying that. Y'all keep on ignoring that part. You can
Now, I
have
only brought up the
people,
church because Wale said that, sis. That's the only reason why I brought up the church.
but
Because he said that.
but
He said,
do you think the church play a role in the city corruption?
oh, yeah, they
If you was
definitely do
to,
now.
They're part
Yeah,
of a
I agree with you.
racketeering scheme.
Because they
I
getting a
said
lot of
the
they getting a
church.
lot of
I said
funds and shit to
supermarket.
motherfucking promote those politicians and shit to their congregation. So I definitely agree with you on that.
The
I was
only
saying
way to
we
beat
need
an
the people in the church
organization
and the
is to
supermarket in the
organize.
neighborhood.
If y'all ain't
That's a fact.
organized, y'all gonna
You know
lose.
that church, and then at least you got to deal with people.
Complaining ain't organizing. It's a whole bunch of motherfuckers sitting around.
Oh,
Misery
yeah,
loves
somebody was
company. You
asking.
gotta
Yeah, somebody was
organize.
asking for
but not
The people
everything
is
is a
not dictating the
complaint
some.
church
because
no
even
more. The
right now
church is
we can
Yeah,
talk
dictating the
yeah,
people.
about
yeah.
how to organize, how we come together. Even to Nami's point, she's adding a good point to we have to talk about the psychological side of all of this because a lot of it is our mentality, and it's not just this is because we're lazy or anything. There's been psychological warfare, so all this has to be addressed for us to organize and figure out what we need to do. Whether that's a caucus, I'm not opposed. I think a caucus might be a good idea, but also to your point as far as us galvanizing money, how do we defeat big bank takes little bank?
Well, like I said, politics is local. And the thing is, every neighborhood got a school, a grammar school, and a high school. Everybody know each other for the most part. Get out there, beat your feet, and promote the motherfucker from that neighborhood to get in that position. It don't even take money to do that. You just put money up to motherfucker run campaigns and shit here and there to maybe throw a little event. But at the same time, it's all about promote it. I mean, realistically, you could get in one of those offices with less money than the motherfucker that's trying to win the shit that's not even from there, just by organizing. And it ain't really like, I ain't really trying to like, I hope I'm not coming off like I'm shit talking motherfuckers. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm really just trying to spark people's minds to realize like, hey man, we got to stop fucking playing, because like I've been around this country. I'm paying attention to what's going on. I seen what happened in California. It's a numbers game. They're trying to outnumber us to where even if we get on that, it won't even matter no motherfucking more. And the last
Truth, can I
straw.
ask you a question?
Yeah, my bad, sis. What's up?
What do you think about, the people that know of each other and the people that was raised a certain place? What do you think about, do you think they woke enough to notice that there's black immigrants that's organizing in their stomping grounds? Or do they think that that's a part of us? Or I don't know a way to say it. Do you think that our people recognize that there's not just El Salvadorians and people that don't look like them come flooding the city? Do you think that they recognize that people be from other countries as well?
I think they are aware of the fact that a lot of these foreign niggas don't like us too. But I think that they need to be reminded when those times come, when those people come around. You get what I'm saying? And it's a lot of the motherfuckers that's cosplaying because they've been learning English since a baby intentionally by their parents to be able to fucking come over, to be able to come here and move in those fields and do exactly what you're talking about. So you wouldn't even be able to hear it in their tone. So I think it's more just telling people like, hey man, fuck what a motherfucker talking about. It's time to really vet motherfuckers. And it's time, and like I keep saying with the local level, it's time for us to start promoting and supporting motherfuckers that we actually fucking know. You feel what I'm saying?